We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. Did you see those biceps?
Yeah.
Well job, Michael Dean. It's Thursday, March 4th. I'm Tori here with Lindsay and Erica. It's a girls' day.
It's a girls' day. I was surprised. I didn't even know. And then I saw Erica. I'm like, what you doing here, girl? She's like, I'm on the show.
I'm like, I work here. Hi, I'm Erica. Miss Cobb, please. All right. Well, we're going to start things off today with the latest on the money you could or could not be getting in the mail. So let me give you some background here. President Biden has reportedly agreed to limit the number of people who will be getting those $1,400 stimulus checks. Now, single people making more than $80,000 will get nothing. Biden reportedly agreed to the new deal on the stimulus check so that it will pass with moderate Democrats in the Senate. But it's definitely not what had been promised. Ladies, I'm mixed on how to feel about this. I need to hear from you, Erica. I don't know. I really don't know where to go. I'm being honest. What do you think about this?
I think it's kind of dangerous to just have a hard line in the sand based on a quantifiable number, because $80,000, as we know, means something very different in San Francisco than it does in maybe like Mobile, Alabama.
Right.
So, and also think about in terms of for the first set of checks that went out, they were they were putting in commissions and some other factors. A lot of people's commissions have gone down. If this is based on your last tax return, then it might be a problem for you because you may not be making as much money.
Yeah. What do you think, Linz?
I think a lot of moderate and centrist Democrats were the ones pushing for this. Like even Joe Manchin, who's a Democrat, was saying like, I wanted to stop at 50,000, which would have been even more. People are struggling at 50,000. And I think there are a lot of like caveats, like Erica was saying, that we have to think about, like people that are partnered or have kids together and live together that aren't married, and maybe one makes 80 grand so they won't get anything and one makes zero.
Right.
And so I think, you know, we can't just look at the Republicans and say, you guys are asking for this, because a lot of people who are moderate Democrats were pushing for this to be lowered from the last time.
And I'll just say this to wrap it up. Joe Biden, if anyone knows how to compromise in the Senate, Joe Biden knows how to compromise in the Senate. He has walked that line for 40 years and gone between the aisles. So I was not surprised that he made this compromise, because I know he wants it passed.
But a lot of people are upset, though. I saw a lot of tweets of people who are like, Joe Biden already letting Democrats down.
Yeah, because the progressive side is like, come on, let's stick to our guns here. All right, well, let us know what you think. Also, can you see the TV because of my bright yellow? Thank you. All right, how would you feel if you were offered the COVID vaccine before elderly people who haven't gotten it yet? Or even teachers or like grocery store workers? Would you still get the vaccine? Well, according to public health experts, there should be no moral dilemma. They're saying if it's offered to you, get the vaccine. But DBL Nation, we want to hear from you. What do you think? Would you get the vaccine if it was offered to you, even if it means you're getting it before elderly people who still need it or frontline workers? So go to dblvote.com to weigh in. I'm also a little mixed on this one.
This is like a weird statement, because like no one's gonna go and research like, oh my gosh, unless it's somebody in your family, did this 90-year-old lady get it? So somebody's just gonna say, okay, it's my turn. Like I'm just assuming when I get the news that it's my turn. As somebody who signed up online, it's like, cool, my doctor will let me know, just like my mom's doctor let her know it's your turn.
And you don't feel guilty about it.
I won't look into like who got it already and who hasn't, and it's different in every single state.
Right, and that's part of the issue, right? Depending on what state you're in, that's the rapid rate of how it's being doled out. Or if you're, Lord have mercy, I'm having a major brain fart, y'all.
What's
sorry.
I'm always the one with the brain fart.
No, because the truth is there's a shelf life on this vaccine, right?
Yeah.
So what's happening is in a lot of these places, in medical facilities, they're saying if you can come in tonight by this time, you can be put on the list to get your shot tonight. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean in a triage situation that you would be the next on triage, but if there's a shelf life on the vaccines, we already know that a lot of them have gone unadministered. So there is going to be some discrepancies, not only state to state, but also who's getting it and why they're getting it right now.
Yeah, I say if it's going to go in the trash, put it in someone's arm. You know what I mean?
Right. No,
you know,
that's
I'd rather
true.
have it go, I don't care who it is. It could be a 17-year-old model who looks fantastic, has no issues. Give it to her. We want the community vaccinated. Did you guys like my thing?
Yes, I like that.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. All right, final vote we have. 67% say yes. So a strong majority say yes. I think that's what the moral compass is showing, is like, if you can get it, get it. All right, this is interesting. A high school chivalry assignment in Texas has gone viral, and it's making a lot of people, including some parents, upset. So the assignment says it's intended to demonstrate how the code of chivalry carries over into the modern day. But there's some things about it that actually ask the high school girls to do things like ladies must dress in a feminine manner to please men. They must not complain or whine. They must never criticize a male. They must walk behind men or walk daintily. Wow. Me walking daintily, as if their feet were bound. And ladies cannot show intellectual superiority if it would offend the men around them. The assignment said all ladies deemed worthy of the honor by gentlemen will receive 10 points for every signature that shows they followed these rules. Of course, parents complained, and now the school district has responded, saying, quote, this assignment, despite its historical context, does not reflect our district or community values. The matter has been addressed with the teacher, and the assignment was removed. I would be on fire if I was a mom. I would be on fire.
I mean, I appreciate chivalry. I'm with a man from Texas that opens doors and is really like, I was blown away by his down south manners. But that's not me walking behind him and like, these are not the chivalrous things that I would point out as to tell my son to do someday. You know what I mean? Like, this is kind of ridiculous. And also, I would be the mom at the school.
Yeah, you're like
with the principal, like, go over this. Not only do you want to remove this, but go over how this made its way into
the curriculum.
I'll tell you how it made its way. While I love our teachers, and most of our teachers deserve all the praise in the world, my mother is a teacher. There are some people, teachers are just people, who have decided to go into this field because they are trying to exact revenge from their bullying days in school. I'm telling you, I am telling you, there are some people,
like
a very small minority, right, and that it's like a power thing for them. This is how they get power, and this teacher is one of them.
Was the teacher a male or female?
I don't even know.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Think about it. Think about like some of the teachers and professors that you've had going. Like 95% of my teachers were wonderful, but there's that 5% where I'm like, who hurt you?
Yeah, what happened to you?
And why are you trying to hurt me?
I agree with you totally, and I will say this is also a little heteronormative, right? Like, what if you are, in some ways, an LGBTQ plus fluidity? Do you walk behind who? Whose feet are bound when, by the way?
Oh, no, LGBTQ plus.
You can't have any of that.
Are we having a conversation?
Yeah, you're right. And then also, I'll say, if you didn't know, chivalry was really made as a knight's code for people in King Arthur's legends of how to treat females and ladies. It wasn't about subservient women. Really.
The fact that you know that is just impressive beyond
King Arthur, Lancelot.
That is so random.
Lancelot, Guinevere. Coming up on DBL, from Gabe to Gabby, a former WWE wrestler reveals she's transgender and tells us why she's living her truth for the very first time. And the unbelievable software that will actually animate photos of your ancestors. We are about to try it out live on our family members right here. Do not miss it.
Love you all.
We love you, Lauren.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast and went right over the top.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium. But as I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation, it doesn't change anything. Everything remains status quo. But if we're right, it changes everything.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
I'm already fired up.
Good.
Still people out there watching who are appalled.
Well, you acted like I just said something crazy.
I'm so far like in my head, I don't even know what's going on.
Leave Jeff alone. No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm gonna wear a 10-gallon hat.
Lucy would have been all over you, honey.
Hey.
Stick with us in 2021. We're gonna have a great year.
Welcome back to DBL. A big shout out to our coworkers tuning in from home during the pandemic. We miss you terribly. We are like a family here. Well, speaking of family, this next story is insane. There is this new technology, and I'm all over it. This will let you see video of your dead relatives. Okay, so some, I want to say, think it's very cool. Others think it's a little creepy. Here's the deal. The AI software from myheritage.com will take old pictures and animate them, essentially bringing them to life. So here are some notable examples, including we have Abraham Lincoln. Here's George Washington from the $1 bill. Even old paintings like this one of Vincent van Gogh can be brought back to life. Look at that. So before the show, we sent, producers old photographs of our relatives. They've animated them, but we haven't seen them yet, okay? So up first, we have Erica's grandma. Now, we all know her as Big Mama. This is Big Mama. Now, here's the same photo animated. Let's see.
Oh my gosh.
Erica.
Oh my gosh.
That's insane. What do you think?
That is incredible.
Is it like she's right there?
That is incredible. Oh my gosh. You know I talk to her every day.
Always.
I mean, I meditate with the girl. I mean, we like this. She looking out for us. She told me about some things.
Wow.
We right here, Big Mama. I see you, boo.
That
love you, girl.
Now, do you like that feeling or not?
I think it's cool. I really think it's cool. I mean, I honestly, I feel like she's with me all the time, so I always see her that way.
Sort of moving.
Anyway.
I see.
Right.
That makes sense. All right, Lindsay, you're up next. You ready for this?
Not really.
Okay, this is your grandpa. This is Rodman Edmead. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Edmead. Okay. Oh, God, he's handsome. Hello.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for this, Lindsay? Here he is, animated. Whoa.
Wow.
Have you met this grandpa?
Yeah, he was he used to be so fun and play with me. This is before my mom told me he was really serious when he was younger. But by the time I got to know him, he was the fun, crazy grandpa.
Really?
Yeah. My mom is probably at home freaking out right now.
Yeah, Susan's having a meltdown.
And my mom has this thing where she learned how to use the app that make like the animals talk or weird dolls in your house. And she used to freak everybody out. So she's going to love this where I'm like.
Yeah, how do you feel about it?
I like the picture better.
You like the picture better?
Yeah, I kind of like the picture better. I liked him in real life. That was kind of.
I think for some people it's a little, if you don't, I don't know, it can feel a little awkward.
Because it's not like he's not saying anything.
He's not real,
but
right?
Saying something would have got really weird if it like picked up his voice. I think that would have got like.
Which it will, in the technology.
Yeah, that would make me uncomfortable.
All right, finally, this is my grandmother. She was a standout, huge comic. Look how cute she is. That's Evelyn.
Sassy.
How beautiful here. She's in her bathing suit. I love her here.
Wow.
Wow. It almost makes you want to cry. You know what I mean?
It's like emotion. Yeah, it is emotional.
You almost like want so much more after seeing that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It feels like it's from an old movie that we're watching. Yeah. It's like a clip.
Wow. Wow, Evelyn, it's really good to see you. We'll be right back.
Medical misinformation is everywhere online, and that's why the Verify team turns to the vetted experts to fact-check claims like these, which say that people who wear glasses are up to 3 times less likely to catch COVID. So let's verify. Are people who wear glasses less likely to develop COVID-19? Our sources are 2 professors, Dr. Sonal Tooley at the University of Florida and Dr. Catherine Colby at NYU Langone Health. We also looked at this study, a research article out of India. Here's what our experts had to say about this claim.
So at this point, we cannot tell you for certain.
We don't have any evidence.
This claim started to get attention when news outlets caught wind of a study out of India, which looked at 304 patients with mild COVID-19, concluding that those who wore glasses for more than 8 hours a day or sunglasses outside were 2 to 3 times less likely to catch COVID-19. Dr. Colby pointed out that this study is only a preprint, which means it hasn't been peer-reviewed.
I don't put any stock in publications that haven't gone through the peer-reviewed process.
In fact, the website that published the report says that preprints, quote, should not be relied on to guide clinical practice or health-related behavior, and should not be reported in news media as established information. Even the author noted the limitations, writing that the sample size was small, the study period was short, and that, quote, more studies should be done to know the effects of using spectacles on the epidemiology of COVID-19.
It's a good pilot study, something that we want to look at and then build from.
So we can verify that our experts say at this point, there's no definitive evidence that glasses wearers have a smaller risk of developing COVID-19. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff, 5 on your side.
Welcome back to DVL. Gabe Tuft, who went by Tyler Rex in the WWE ring, made headlines last month when news broke that she's now Gabby, a transgender woman. Well, earlier she shared her inspiring story with Sam in today's Chatting with the Stars.
There she is, Gabby Tuft. Welcome to DBL. So your personal story is definitely one of inner strength despite your previous physique and career as a male professional wrestler who your fans once knew as Tyler Rex. So what led you to go public with your transition, and what were some of your biggest fears about coming out as transgender?
What led me to come out is that I had just reached the point where I could no longer hide who I really was. I was very depressed, still presenting male, and I'd come past that with my wife Priscilla. She was such an amazing rock that helped hold the family together. She's been my supporter the whole time. So my biggest fears were rejection from family, rejection from friends, the basic societal beating that we get, that we're going to lose our business, our friends, our family, our finances. We're going to be alone. We might be out on the street. My wife would divorce me. My kid would never talk to me again. And so all those fears were just swimming around in my head and in my mind. And it's just so beat into us as we grow up that that's a real possibility. So I had to find a way to deal with that.
And you're right. Unfortunately, that is a very real reality with people struggling with their gender identity, and my heart breaks not only for every individual struggling with that, but our youth, right? I can't even imagine what they must be going through. I'm so happy to hear that your wife Priscilla was so supportive of your transition. How was transitioning impacted? How did it impact your marriage? What's it like for your wife now to be married to a woman now? Was there a transition for her as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was difficult at first. She was so accepting of it from the start, but basically she just said, look, I love you. That's never going to change. I love who you are inside, but we'll make this work and we will figure it out. So she has been a rock since day one. There have been some moments where she cries, I cry, because we're just not sure exactly how to handle the emotions. But in all honesty, she has been the strongest supporter. And yes, she is transitioning with this as well, just kind of like the way the rest of the world is.
Now that you are no longer Gabe, how do you view your past career?
The wrestling community has been fantastic. I have received an enormous amount of private messages, public comments, just current past wrestlers that are well known. They were always so good to me.
When did you first sense that you were actually female? Explain what that was like for you personally.
Yeah, so this was something that had been building my whole life, and I was wrestling with it for a very long time. Always kind of knew that I was interested in understanding what it was like to be a female, but it didn't really surface completely until about 3 years ago. So I'm in my 40s, I'm 42, so figure 39-ish, it started to surface to where I thought, okay, this can be something I can do inside. And I think this is what possibly a lot of transgender men and women go through. It starts in the house, in the privacy of your home, where you can experiment. And for me, I would borrow Priscilla's clothes and I would just kind of experiment, sometimes when she wasn't home. And then other times as we got more comfortable, she would help me. For those that don't have support, I would say experiment at home. Start there, look in the mirror, become comfortable with who you are.
Beautiful. I'm so happy to hear that. Now let's have a little bit of fun. What do you find to be the most fun thing about becoming a woman?
Oh gosh, I like when I get my hair done.
Yes, me too. Oh, me too.
And then I was supposed to go to the gym. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go use this hair.
I love it. I love you so much. Thank you so much, Gabby, for joining us, for sharing your story, for being an advocate. You inspire me, and I'm sure you inspire so many people that are watching. I appreciate you. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
The Verify team is here to break down rumors, and we do so by going to the vetted experts. Maybe you've seen tweets like this: pharmaceuticals are immune to vaccine lawsuits, saying that you can't sue over severe side effects or death caused by the vaccine. So let's verify. Do pharmaceutical companies have legal immunity? Our sources are a pair of law professors, Peter Myers from GW Law and Lawrence Gostin from Georgetown Law. First off, medical experts emphasize that severe symptoms are very rare. That was studied before the vaccines were approved. But what about for those who do have severe reactions? Can pharmaceutical companies be sued by them?
If you just have an adverse effect or an illness that results from a vaccination, you can't sue them.
The basis for this is something called the PrEP Act, short for the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act. In times of public health emergencies, it offers some liability protection to vaccine makers, but not complete immunity. You could still sue if there's what's called willful misconduct.
They can't mislead, deceive, be fraudulent, hide information.
The PrEP Act also created a fund for those impacted by vaccine side effects called the CICP.
Countermeasures, injury compensation program.
Those who suffered injuries from the vaccine can apply for compensation.
For your lost income, for whatever medical expenses you've incurred.
So we can verify that yes, pharmaceutical companies do have some protection against lawsuits, but not total immunity.
Social media is being entirely misleading in saying that vaccine companies just get a get out of jail free pass.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff for Mile High Mornings.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm gonna wear a 10-gallon hat.
Stick with us in 2021. We're gonna have a great year.
A lot of back right there. Welcome back to DVL. Speaking of, it's time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed me some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DVL Deal Blast, presented by MorningSave.com. All right, what do you have for us today, Stephanie?
So first up, we've got the 40-pack of Vese KN95 disposable face masks.
Wow.
I love this. So normally, these are as much as $64.
It's a little pricey.
We've got them for $19. Up to 70%. Okay, next up, love this one, product of the week for me.
Ooh.
It's the Cuisinart Easy Pop Hot Air Popcorn Maker.
Oh yeah.
And it makes up to 15 cups of popcorn in under 3 minutes. Normally, it's $75. We've got it for only $29, saving our viewers 61%. Tori, if you're like me, your skin's health is an absolute priority.
Absolutely.
Well, this Quench Micro Water Complex 8-piece skincare set is perfect for just that. So it's 8 pieces, and it's got everything you could ever need. You've got exfoliators, moisturizers, anti-aging, and it'll smooth your skin. So normally this set is $400. Yeah, we've got it, you're not going to believe this, for $49, saving up to 88%. And last but not least, we've got something that's going to give you a good night's rest after a long day. It's the 2-pack Elle Decor 225 thread count hypoallergenic pillow.
Oh, I love pillows.
And they're made of a finely woven, breathable 100% cotton cover for comfort. Normally, it's as much as $60 or $68, depending on obviously the size that you guys buy. But we've got them from $29, saving our viewers 57%.
When you started with 20-something, I was like, I'm already in. Pillows are everything during the pandemic because I literally live in my bed.
Oh, yeah, we all need a good night's sleep. It's so important for your health and your well-being.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You guys can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thanks so much, Steph. Well, that was very amazing. We were just talking about how amazing our seeing our close relatives is, and a lot of people saying, I would love to see my mom again. That's Marquita Baker. It's also her 19th anniversary of her mom's passing, so we wish her well. Here's my grandma again. I guess it just makes you want to see more and like hear from them almost.
And that's what I was saying. There were no videos really of our grandparents. Like we have videos now. Our phones, if we ever break them,
everything's documented
again, right? We document everything, and we
look at Big Mama.
That's like the best one because it's so clear.
And you can see her personality like behind those eyes.
I love that she's smiling with those dimples because that was like a $1,000,000%. I mean, but like, you know, you hear, I feel like they never leave us, and there's just this special connection. That's why I said, like, I talked to her this morning. We had a great conversation.
You know what? I'm going to talk to Evelyn today.
Yeah, you should. All
right, Evelyn, it's on. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Today on Daily Blast Live.
New information today on a third round of stimulus payments. Will you be getting a check? Chris Harrison speaks out for the first time since The Bachelor's racism controversy.
I am an imperfect man.
Does he deserve another chance at hosting the show? Why does Meghan Markle call the royal family the Firm? We've got the story behind the powerful nickname. And is there an alien cover-up? We're revealing the truth in the Jeff Files.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Well, a little too late here.
Michael Dean getting back in the swing of things.
It's Thursday. Thank you, Michael Dean. Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, March 4th. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Erica. Al joins us from home. Okay, so we do have an update on those 6 books, the Dr. Seuss books, that were canceled. The online retailer eBay has removed listings for the 6 banned books, which you see here. The price for these books skyrocketed on the site. Some going for more than $500 a piece. This, of course, follows Tuesday's announcement that they would no longer be published because of the racist and offensive illustrations. eBay says it has removed the listings because they did not follow the site's offensive material policy that promote or glorify hatred, violence, or discrimination. But a lot of folks are upset because eBay continues to allow other books to be listed, including Hitler's Mein Kampf. Meantime, Dr. Seuss books are now some of the top sellers on Amazon, making up 9 of the top 10 best-selling books. But it's his more popular titles like The Cat in the Hat. Erica, do you think this is fair that they would remove those listings, which I'm glad they did, but why are they not removing other egregious books and listings that promote hatred and violence?
I don't know. I mean, they're a corporation. I would imagine that it's about the bottom line. It's about money. And sometimes people, or most of the time, corporations put profits over people.
It doesn't seem like it's, if you're going to do this to the Dr. Seuss books, which I think you should, then you need to practice what you preach and you need to take away those other books, in my opinion.
Right. This is the slippery slope that we're living on right now, right? Certain people want other people canceled, right? Or taken off social media. But then what about the people that you agree or don't agree with? Shouldn't they be canceled if it's vice versa? Same with these books. You have to be very careful about what we cancel and what we don't cancel. There's paintings out there by John Wayne Gacy that are up probably on eBay, and that guy was a mass murderer. So
as well as Jodi Arias's letters.
Right. So where do we draw the line with this? So it's very dangerous, this whole cancel thing.
Yeah. And Al, don't worry. We're coming to you with this next story. We're just a little short on time on this first block. I'm going to always keep it 100 with our DBL Nation. So we're going to start things off today with the latest on the money you could or could not be getting in the mail. President Biden has reportedly agreed to limit the number of people who will be getting those $1,400 stimulus checks. Now, single people making more than 80 grand will get nothing. Biden reportedly agreed to the new deal on the stimulus check so that it will pass with moderate Democrats in the Senate. But it's definitely not what had been promised. What do you think of this new deal, Al?
I think, first of all, you need to make sure that you can do what you say you can do. I think that no one's surprised that it's going to have trouble passing the House and especially passing the Senate. But then don't say that. Don't say we're going to do all these things, but you know that you're going to face major blockages at every turn. So people are going to be disappointed. And I also question, Sam, what tax return are they using? Are they using your tax return from a couple of years ago when you made $175,000, or maybe now where you maybe lost that job and you're working at half your salary? So I don't know how they came up with these numbers. I just know there's going to be 17 million very disappointed people.
Erica, you're shaking your head
I completely agree, Al. That's what needs to be asked, because even between the first stimulus check versus the second one, their commissions were included in that. A lot of people have lost major commission checks. Also, where do these numbers come from? Because we don't blanket numbers in terms of income across the country for anything else. We certainly don't do it for property value or cost of living. So how can you just come up with an arbitrary number? $80,000 in San Francisco is going to look a lot different than $80,000 in maybe, Mobile, Alabama.
Especially if you have 4 kids, if you're a single parent, that $80,000, yes, it's a lot of money, but that $80,000 is going to go quickly in San Francisco with a few kids in school. So I think that this is atrocious. Like, I'm really disappointed in President Biden because he ran on this. He really did pull at people's heartstrings, saying that he would make sure and ensure that everybody got that $1,400 check. So he just cut a lot of people who were desperate. And what's $1,400 going to do? Not much, but it will will help put food on the table. It will help create a buffer with your mortgage or your rent. So, you know, he failed on this one in my book, Jeff.
Yeah, just accountability. We really held our past president to account for everything. Biden needs to account for this. He said everyone's going to be vaccinated by May. What if we're not? We just let it slide again? We have to hold him accountability starting now.
Well said. Al, stick around. Coming up on DBL, more and more of Meghan Markle's interview with Oprah is trickling out. Wait till you hear what she calls the royal family. Plus, UFOs, Area 51, the Roswell incident. Is there a massive alien cover-up? 2 experts weigh in the Jeff Files.
Oh, yeah.
And Honest Abe, whoa, is that you? The unbelievable software that will actually animate photos of your ancestors. We're going to try it out on our own family members. That's coming up next.
Closed captioning.
I love you all.
We love you, Lauren.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast and went right over the top.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium. But as I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation, it doesn't change anything. Everything remains status quo. But if we're right, it changes everything.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
I'm already fired up.
Yeah.
Good.
Still in people out there watching who are appalled.
Well, you acted like I just said something crazy.
I'm so far like in my head, I don't even know what's going
Jeff
on.
alone. No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm going to wear a 10-gallon hat.
Lucy would have been all over you, honey.
Hey.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. Welcome back to DBL. This next story is crazy. So there's a new technology that will let you see video of your dead relatives. Some think it's really cool. Others think it's creepy or too emotional to see. So here's the deal. The AI software from myheritage.com will take old pictures and animate them, essentially bringing them to life. Look at that. Here are some notable examples, including Abraham Lincoln. Wow, here's George Washington from the $1 bill. Oh my gosh, I feel like this is like a Harry Potter movie. Even old paintings like this one of Vincent van Gogh can get brought back to life. So before the show, we sent producers old photographs of our relatives, and they've animated them, but we have not seen them until now. Wow. Okay, Erica, you're up first. This is your grandmother. Are you ready?
Yes.
So there's a still photo
That's
of
me
Big
and my
Mama.
sister Ebony with Big Mama.
Okay, now here is the same photo Erica animated.
That isn't that incredible?
Is that how you would think? Like,
yes. Oh,
real?
for sure, for sure.
Ooh,
and like, I'm totally cool with this because my grandmother, Big Mama, was like the show woman. Like, she taught me how to bring it. So she would be like, yes, I was on Daily Blast Live with my Erica. That's right.
Oh, that makes me so happy, Erica. The apple does not fall far from the tree. Okay, Jeff, you're next, okay? You ready? These are your grandparents, Ida and Walter Sardi. Am I saying that right?
Sardi.
Sardi.
Yes.
Okay, here is Grandpa Sardi animated. Oh,
wow.
Jeff. That's
crazy.
Did
Kind
you
of
ever
gets me
meet him?
emotional. No, he died when I was 5, but I bet my mother's emotional at home for sure. Yeah, it gets me emotional. Yeah.
His eyes are watery.
It's crazy. I cry at commercials, so of course I'm going to cry for my whole family.
I know. Okay, Al, you are next. This is your grandma, okay? Look at you and Marcella.
And I'm on a little bit of a delay as well, so it'll take a second for me to react.
Okay, you look adorable,
yeah,
by the way.
Adorable.
So here it is animated, Grandma Marcella.
Okay, I'll let you know when I see it.
Aww.
All right, I can see it.
Aww. And you have her name tattooed on your arm.
I do. It's the only ink I have, and I remember that couch. I remember that living room, and she was just a fine woman, and it's just, you know, it's just great to see her face, and she was just the purest soul I've ever met. And, you know, it was an honor to have met her. And I'm glad she met all my kids before she passed. She hung on. Literally, she passed maybe 30 minutes after my daughter arrived at the hospice. So she hung on just to see my daughter. So she saw all of her grandkids. So she was, she's one of a kind.
Wow. Okay, and finally, I don't know if I'm ready for this. Here is my grandma Connie. Okay, there's Connie Shocker during World War II.
Wow.
She drove around generals. Here she is animated. I knew I'd get emotional. Wow, I miss her. She was definitely one of my best friends and one of the most incredible women that I've ever met, and just was so proud of her hubby, my grandfather, who served in World War II. The letters that she wrote him daily were like literally something that you would see in, you know, an old movie that documented a love affair between two people during World War II. So, wow, unbelievable, right?
Pretty cool.
They never leave. They're
beautiful.
always here.
Yes.
Always with you.
Amen, Erica. After you did that interview with the woman, 39 Seconds.
Yeah.
And she said how when you transition from an object to a gas. That stuck with me.
Yeah. I talk to Big Mama every day. We talked this morning.
Oh, Erica, I love that. That's so comforting. Coming up on DBL, UFOs and the mysteries of intelligent life in outer space. Is the government, Jeff, covering up their
Let's get to some real stories now.
Don't miss the Jeff Files coming up next.
It's only a matter of time.
Medical misinformation is everywhere online, and that's why the Verify team turns to the vetted experts to fact-check claims like these, which say that people who wear glasses are up to 3 times less likely to catch COVID. So let's verify. Are people who wear glasses less likely to develop COVID-19? Our sources are 2 professors, Dr. Sonal Tooley at the University of Florida and Dr. Catherine Colby at NYU Langone Health. We also looked at this study, a research article out of India. Here's what our experts had to say about this claim.
So at this point, we cannot tell you for certain.
We don't have any evidence.
This claim started to get attention when news outlets caught wind of a study out of India, which looked at 304 patients with mild COVID-19, concluding that those who wore glasses for more than 8 hours a day or sunglasses outside were 2 to 3 times less likely to catch COVID-19. Dr. Colby pointed out that this study is only a preprint, which means it hasn't been peer-reviewed.
I don't put any stock in publications that haven't gone through the peer-reviewed process.
In fact, the website that published the report says that preprints, quote, should not be relied on to guide clinical practice or health-related behavior, and should not be reported in news media as established information. Even the author noted the limitations, writing that the sample size was small, the study period was short, and that, quote, more studies should be done to know the effects of using spectacles on the epidemiology of COVID-19.
It's a good pilot study, something that we want to look at and then build from.
So we can verify that our experts say at this point, there's no definitive evidence that glasses wearers have a smaller risk of developing COVID-19. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff, 5 on your side.
Welcome back to DBL. UFO and alien conspiracies have been around forever. So whether you're a believer or skeptic, we're one step closer to finding out the truth. The Pentagon has months to release everything they know, and we spoke to some experts about it. But first, here's a look at the most notable UFO sightings and research to date on this Jeff Files UFO report. You've heard the theories and seen the videos.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh.
Sightings of UFOs or unidentified flying objects date back decades.
I am here to discuss the so-called flying saucers.
Let's start with this first credible one. It was 1947, and this pilot, Kenneth Arnold, claimed he saw a formation of flying saucers in Washington. He sent this sketch and letter to the military and FBI. Although they denied it, they became bombarded with requests.
Since 1947, we have received and analyzed between 1,000 and 2,000 reports that have come to us from all kinds of sources.
And just a month after was the notorious Roswell incident in New Mexico. A rancher found mysterious wreckage on his land, and he was certain he saw a UFO and aliens.
There have been a certain percentage of this volume of reports that have been made by credible observers of relatively incredible things.
The military initially said it was a flying disc, but then took back their statement and said it was actually a weather balloon. But not everyone agreed.
With all due respect to the Air Force, I believe that some of them will prove to be of interplanetary origin.
In the 50s and 60s, there were tons of UFO sightings reported around Area 51 in Nevada.
We can say that the recent sightings are in no way connected with any secret development by any department of the United States.
But the government was lying. Area 51 was actually a secret military site all along, and the CIA finally admitted that in 2013. And then there was Project Blue Book. In 1948, the U.S. Air Force secretly began investigating thousands of UFO reports. But they ended that in 1969, saying they couldn't find any evidence of UFOs or threats to our national security. And finally, one of the most notable moments came in 2017 when a private company, To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences, released this. You see fast-moving objects captured by advanced infrared sensors. And you hear two Navy pilots stunned at how fast the objects are moving. One former top Pentagon official even publicly came out and said this.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
But it wasn't until April 2020 that the Pentagon officially released these videos and confirmed that they were real. But it's still unclear. Are they drones or UFOs? In December 2020, former President Donald Trump took it a step further when he signed a bill into law that demands U.S. intelligence to release all their UFO data and reports in 180 days.
I won't talk to you about what I know about it, but it's very interesting. But Roswell's a very interesting place with a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
So, what is going on? Are these sightings just a coincidence?
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us.
Or are we actually closer to figuring out the truth?
It's almost as if these extraterrestrials are giving us a little bit here, a little bit there, and they're leading us somewhere, which we're ultimately going to find out very soon where this is going.
Ooh, earlier I spoke to the Roswell investigators to see what they think about the Pentagon's upcoming report. Check it out. We're joined by Tom Carey and Don Schmidt. Guys, I'm so excited about this. Your research on UFO activity has been the theme of documentaries and books for decades. Thank you guys so much for coming on DBL. All right, guys, let's dive right in because we have a lot to cover. Now, there's a lot of theories out there on aliens and UFOs, but the Pentagon just admitted they've been holding and testing wreckage from UFO crashes. Now, do you think any of our technological advancements of the 20th century have to do with this very same testing?
As far as we're concerned, there are several things, such as the amalgam called nitinol, which is derived from the Roswell crash.
To me, it often smacks of, the level of human arrogance that still persists throughout the world. The idea that we would have anything of a higher level drop into our hands, no matter what the situation, and we'd be able to plug it right in and make it work, that type of thing.
Now, a new bill signed into law is requiring U.S. intelligence agencies to release everything they know, and they only have a few months left. So what else do you think they will share with us?
As little as they can. There will be an unclassified version of their report and also a classified version, which we will not see. And that's the one we would be interested in.
Yeah, I don't understand why they wouldn't release that information. I just watched a documentary about how presidents throughout history wanted to get this information out.
What politician is going to go before the American people and make such a pronouncement and still get reelected?
The government is holding 9 alien spacecraft.
I'm fascinated with Bob Lazar. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with him. And his coming forward in 1989 about all of his discoveries, Area 51, Element 115, which we just found out now is a legit element. A lot of his findings are coming to fruition right now.
What's interesting about Lazar is that if he is truly a whistleblower, we see in recent years what happens, like Edward Snowden, what happens when you actually do disclose sensitive information. But this may be part of that slow, incremental trickling of information.
So have you guys seen this Tic Tac video? I believe there's some footage out there that shows this video that looks just like a Tic Tac, but that defies the laws of gravity. Could you guys explain what this video is?
It has been declared valid by the Defense Department, albeit belatedly, but it is something I believe that has gotten everybody thinking seriously about this subject.
Regardless of what people believe, should they start caring about this because of all the information we have?
I'm a firm believer in the motto, the truth shall set you free.
As I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation, it doesn't change anything. Everything remains status quo. But if we're right, it changes everything.
I love that. That's a perfect place to end there. Tom Carey and Don Schmidt, thank you so much for coming on DBL. I could talk to you guys all day. To learn more about their research and their award-winning books, visit RoswellInvestigator.com. We'll be right back, everybody. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Wow, compelling interview, Jeff. So now, after talking to them, did anything change in your mind?
No, I just love talk. I like watching documentaries about that. I like listening to people like that. I mean, people go online and they just hate on each other. Why can't I just follow UFO stuff?
Yeah, I think you found your calling.
I think I have. Yeah. That was the best interview we did all year.
I know. No, really, it's fascinating. I think.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, more and more we're going to learn. You know, the government's already said that they're going to start leaking out information. So.
You're with me on this.
Of course I am, and you're ahead of the curve, bud.
I'll meet you up. I'll meet you up there.
Okay. I don't know if I want to go up there. We'll be right back.
So you're not with me anymore.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
The Verify team is here to break down rumors, and we do so by going to the vetted experts. Maybe you've seen tweets like this: pharmaceuticals are immune to vaccine lawsuits, saying that you can't sue over severe side effects or death caused by the vaccine. So let's verify. Do pharmaceutical companies have legal immunity? Our sources are a pair of law professors, Peter Myers from GW Law and Lawrence Gostin from Georgetown Law. First off, medical experts emphasize that severe symptoms are very rare. That was studied before the vaccines were approved. But what about for those who do have severe reactions? Can pharmaceutical companies be sued by them?
If you just have an adverse effect or an illness that results from a vaccination, you can't sue them.
The basis for this is something called the PrEP Act, short for the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act. In times of public health emergencies, it offers some liability protection to vaccine makers, but not complete immunity. You could still sue if there's what's called willful misconduct.
They can mislead, deceive, be fraudulent, hide information.
The PrEP Act also created a fund for those impacted by vaccine side effects called the CICP.
Countermeasures injury compensation program.
Those who suffered injuries from the vaccine can apply for compensation.
For your lost income, for whatever medical expenses you've incurred.
So we can verify that yes, pharmaceutical companies do have some protection against lawsuits, but not total immunity.
Social media is being entirely misleading in saying that vaccine companies just get a get out of jail free pass.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff for Mile High Mornings.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story. No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm gonna wear a 10-gallon hat.
Stick with us in 2021. We're gonna have a great year. Welcome back. If you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show on Facebook or YouTube. But if you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. Meghan Markle tells Oprah what she calls the royal family, and it's not flattering. It's going to be a juicy interview. Plus, Bachelor host Chris Harrison opens up about the controversy for the first time. But did his apology on Good Morning America fall on deaf ears? And we thank all our coworkers tuning in from home while they're working. We miss you guys. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Michael Dean. Okay. Oh my gosh, can we get the camera on Michael Dean? That is our senior producer, everybody.
Michael Dean, just show the guns. Just show the guns.
There
you go. That's all you gotta do.
And we are not objectifying him. He likes to show the guns. Right?
I am. He's got great calves and muscles and all around.
Okay. Good job counting us in, Michael Dean. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Erica. Al joins us from home. I'm sure getting a big kick out of the whole Michael Dean debacle.
I'm loving this.
Chris Harrison is speaking out for the first time since stepping away from The Bachelor. Chris spoke to Michael Strahan on GMA today and apologized for comments he made, defending a contestant for attending an Old South party on a plantation in 2018. Watch.
I am an imperfect man. I made a mistake, and I own that. I believe that mistake doesn't reflect who I am or what I stand for. I am saddened and shocked at how insensitive I was in that interview with Rachel Lindsay. And I didn't speak from my heart, and that is to say I stand against all forms of racism, and I am deeply sorry. I'm sorry to Rachel Lindsay, and I'm sorry to the black community.
After the interview, Michael seemed to question whether his apology was sincere. Have a look.
His apology is his apology, but it felt like it got nothing more than a surface response on any of this. And obviously, he's the man who wants to clearly stay on the show, but only time will tell if there is any meaning behind his words.
Only time will tell. Erica, what do you make of his apology? Especially to Rachel Lindsay. I'm glad he apologized to her as well, because he talked over her and kind of like mansplained that whole interview while she was trying to give her point of view.
Let me just say this. I really wish he would have had as much energy for that apology as he had with that interview with Rachel Lindsay. Also note this, Rachel Lindsay has essentially been bullied off of social media. So the idea that this is a woman who conducted this interview with poise and grace and professionalism, she could have come for that man's neck and she didn't do that. So the idea that she's being ousted or backlashes against her, like how misdirected is that? And it's really telling. I want y'all all to pay attention to this, that the person who actually committed the deed in which this whole thing is about, the person who defended that person, and the person who simply had a interview with Chris Harrison are all being, what, canceled right now? How does Rachel Lindsay Abasolo get canceled in this equation? How is that possible? She has only done what was appropriate. Did she say anything inappropriate?
No.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, she's had to turn off all of her comments. And Al, I hear you, so chime in after Jeff. She's had to turn off all her comments on social media because of the attacks and the threats. She's had people threaten her life.
Well, she's not being canceled, right? She's still working for Extra. She's chosen to go off social media, which I have chosen to do as well at times because I understand the backlash. Granted, not, I'm sure, what she's getting, but I understand the pain and the hurt that you feel from people doing that. I was surprised with Michael Strahan, let me say that, coming out and saying that. Do you feel like that apology was insincere, or would you have accepted that apology if Michael Strahan didn't say anything?
Well,
just that apology, not Rachel Lindsay aside.
Yeah, I think that if you're going to make an apology, and I question a few choices as to the host. I mean, I think Emmanuel Acho is an amazing host, but I would have thought that Rachel Lindsay would have been the host of the After the Rose. And I question what the conversation was with Rachel Lindsay, and if the conversation was ever directed to her in the same format in which he apologized to essentially Michael Strahan, who wasn't a part of the equation. So I'm wondering if there's something that we're missing in the backstory that we're not getting a direct apology from Chris to Rachel.
Well, they're both ABC shows, Al, right? GMA's on ABC, The Bachelor's on ABC. Is this a PR move for ABC to liken, you know, the people not being offended by Chris Harrison anymore and welcoming him back on the show?
Well, I mean, Sam, that would assume that people were offended. I mean, the reason I love having you guys as my co-host, you guys are incredible and steal my thunder, because you know, you guys think on a different level as I try to when I look at every story. Erica, I literally have keep that same energy written on my card when I was getting ready to talk about this story. And what I'm saying is, if you watch that whole interview, you would realize, with Chris and Rachel, he was very aggressive. And then he comes hat in hand, you know, when he comes to speak to Michael Strahan. And this is where I'm starting to see the word cancel culture, which Chris Harrison used in that interview with Rachel. Again, I'm seeing that used again, but like it's starting to become a buzzword. But it's like, well, who got canceled here? Because the McConnell young lady, Kirkconnell, what's her name?
Yes.
The bachelorette that did the racist stuff, Kirkconnell. Yes, her Instagram page is still up, and she's at 500,000 followers. She also has a Support Rachel Instagram page, and she has a fan page that are also still up. And I looked it up. Bachelorettes make between winners of the Bachelorette make between $5,000 and $15,000 per post. So Rachel Lindsay having to shut down her Instagram is beyond cancel culture. You are affecting her income permanently.
Great answer.
And that needs to be spoken about.
Yeah. Okay, so we got to get to this last story quickly. We're getting more details about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's highly anticipated sit-down interview with Oprah this weekend. In another preview, Meghan throws major shade on the monarchy and suggests they are responsible for spreading lies about them. Watch.
How do you feel about the palace hearing you speak your truth today?
I don't know how they could expect that after all of this time, we would still just be silent if there is an active role that the firm is playing in perpetuating falsehoods about us. And if that comes with risk of losing things, I mean, there's a lot that's been lost already.
Wow, and in case you didn't catch that, Meghan refers to the royal family as the firm. The late Princess Diana used that same term to describe the royals during her infamous BBC interview in 1995. And the firm also has dark undertones. It was the title of a John Grisham book and the Tom Cruise movie about a shady law firm and its involvement with the mob. Do you think this interview will hurt Meghan and Harry's reputation?
No, she already said there's a lot that's been lost already, and that's a very deeply sentimented statement. Because what Harry is essentially doing, everybody wants to look at Meghan and say this is all Meghan's fault. Harry knew who he married. He was looking for a serious ride or die, we got to get through this together type girl. Harry has been showing his ass since Vegas. We understand that Harry is his own man, okay? We get that. We get that. And I'm going to be watching on Sunday with popcorn
and
wine.
We'll be talking on Monday about it. Coming up on DBL, the songwriter behind some of music's biggest hits. I'm a huge fan. From Christina Aguilera to Pink. She joins us live. We're talking to Linda Perry right here on DBL.
Closed captioning provided.
Verify is here to dispel misinformation, answer your questions, and break down complex topics. On February 26th, the Archdiocese of New Orleans issued this statement about the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine, calling it morally compromised, because they say it used cells from an aborted fetus in developing the vaccine. So let's verify if this is true. Did Johnson & Johnson use aborted fetal cells to develop the vaccine? Here are the sources: a Johnson & Johnson spokesperson and Dr. Namanje Bumpus, a professor and director of the Department of Pharmacology and Molecular Sciences at Johns Hopkins University. First, let's talk about the cells which are being referenced. In 1973 and 1985, fetal cells were taken from 2 aborted fetuses. Scientists have been replicating those original cells for decades now and using them to create and test all kinds of medicines and therapies. They're called fetal cell lines.
This is not new. This is, very standard. These cells have made a huge contribution to medicine and drug discovery and drug development. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine specifically uses a cell line called the PER C6 cell line.
A Johnson & Johnson spokesperson confirmed for us that this is the cell line that they used to create their adenovirus vaccine. However, they also confirmed that there's no fetal tissue in the vaccine itself. So we can verify that yes, fetal tissue cells that have been alive and multiplying for almost 40 years are used in the production of the vaccine. Now, we should point out that this is not the viewpoint of all Catholic leaders. In December, the Vatican said that if there's no other option, it's morally acceptable to receive vaccines with connections to aborted fetal tissue. And the Archdiocese of Washington directed us to a statement that says the same. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
It's so good. Welcome back to DBL. That was What's Going On, the hit song by the Four Non-Blondes. Our special guest today is known for being the lead singer, but she's also a Hall of Fame songwriter. Maybe you've heard of these songs. Beautiful by Christina Aguilera, Get the Party Started by Pink, or What You Waiting For by Gwen Stefani. All came from the mind of our brilliant guest. There she is, Linda Perry, joining us live. Yes, Linda.
Thank you, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Bye. And don't forget Alicia Keys' Superwoman. That was a really great song too. There's so many.
Amen. And we have to point out that you are at the Dodger Stadium right now. You're there for an incredible cause. Tell all of our viewers about that.
Well, we're down here, as you can see. The Dodger Stadium is right behind me. Right now, these are all the cars waiting to get vaccinated. They've vaccinated so far 450,000 people, and they're doing 12,000 people a day. And they have also given out 5 million COVID tests free. This is Sean Penn's organization, Core Response.
Nice.
They've been here for 8 months. And with no government funding. So I thought I felt like, you know what, look, I have a stage set up here. Let's do a live stream to try to get some awareness and some funding for these mobile units that they're putting together to help people who are that are not considered essential workers. They bring the vaccination to them that are struggling in other communities, and older people who can't get in a car. And see this line, people are waiting here for 2 to 3 hours. And, so this needs to happen. So I wanted to call some friends. We're down here. We're going to do a live stream. Amazon Twitch is streaming it. YouTube, Rolling Stone on YouTube, on Rolling Stone's channel.
Wow.
And I've had everybody from Harmon, Josh Wood, that's the production company for Sean Penn. I mean, my whole team, we've been busting our ass off, putting on a live stream that would normally take 8 to 9 months to put together. We have done it in less than 3.
Linda, listen, it's an honor for you.
In less than 3 weeks. Wait, less than 3 weeks.
Linda, I was going to say it's an honor for me to talk to you. You're amazing, but what you're doing is even more amazing. Tell me about this lineup. You briefly touched on it. Macy Gray, Carly Simon, Sheryl Crow, just to name a few. How did you get everybody involved in this so quickly?
Well, a lot goes, you can go a long way with some passion and some balls, and I just decided to start calling people. And I was talking to Dave Grohl, and they sent us an incredible performance live stream. Carly Simon, she's been in Martha's Vineyard, and she said, of course, and all these performances that you'll see, virtual performance, will be very specific performances for our live stream. And then Macy Gray, she's my good luck charm. Every time I have a benefit, I always call Macy Gray, because when I get her, everybody else comes. We have Silverstone, I know, an amazing performer. Juliette Lewis and the Licks, Silverstone Pickups. Miguel, Aloe Black, Deborah Cox, Ozo Motley, Ziggy Marley.
Wow.
I mean, it's endless. James Blunt, Sheryl Crow, Gavin Rosdale. I mean, it's nonstop. We have some amazing people, and so it's going to be a really great 2-day live stream event, which is extremely ambitious, I know, but hell, you can't slow down, man. You got to go.
Man.
The world needs saving.
Linda, girl, you bad, child. You are bad, and I am such a fan. Now, most people dream of writing just one hit song, but you have several. So is there like a secret formula to a smash hit?
Well, for me, I don't have everybody always asks what's my format, and I'm like, my format is my heart. I just reach deep. I let it do the speaking, and I try not to go up here into my mind. And I just write from a very organic place. And either it's good or it's not. You know, I don't judge my songs because I'm very thankful that I can actually write one.
Yeah. Linda, I've always been a fan of your talent, and now I'm even more of a fan because of your heart and your philanthropy. Thank you. I want our viewers to hear this so everybody can tune in, okay? The reminder of the benefit that she is hosting, it is called Rock and Relief. It's happening all day tomorrow and Saturday. You can watch it on Amazon Music, YouTube, Twitch, and again, the goal to help with the COVID response in LA. Check it out for a good time and a good cause. We so appreciate you, Linda. Keep rocking out, girl.
Can I just say,
yes.
And just donate $5 if you can. I mean, we just need to raise the money to get these mobile units out there and to help this incredible organization. So thank you guys for listening to me, and thanks for inviting me on your show.
We appreciate you. We really do. Thank you again, and we'll be right back.
We all know that.
Medical misinformation is everywhere online, and that's why the Verify team turns to the vetted experts to fact-check claims like these, which say that people who wear glasses are up to 3 times less likely to catch COVID. So let's verify. Are people who wear glasses less likely to develop COVID-19? Our sources are 2 professors, Dr. Sonal Tooley at the University of Florida and Dr. Catherine Colby at NYU Langone Health. We also looked at this study, a research article out of India. Here's what our experts had to say about this claim.
So at this point, we cannot tell you for certain.
We don't have any evidence.
This claim started to get attention when news outlets caught wind of a study out of India, which looked at 304 patients with mild COVID-19, concluding that those who wore glasses for more than 8 hours a day or sunglasses outside were 2 to 3 times less likely to catch COVID-19. Dr. Colby pointed out that this study is only a preprint, which means it hasn't been peer-reviewed.
I don't put any stock in publications that haven't gone through the peer-reviewed process.
In fact, the website that published the report says that preprints, quote, should not be relied on to guide clinical practice or health-related behavior, and should not be reported in news media as established information. Even the author noted the limitations, writing that the sample size was small, the study period was short, and that, quote, more studies should be done to know the effects of using spectacles on the epidemiology of COVID-19.
It's a good pilot study, something that we want to look at and then build from.
So we can verify that our experts say at this point, there's no definitive evidence that glasses wearers have a smaller risk of developing COVID-19. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff, 5 on your side.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed Tori some amazing products at an even better price. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast, presented by MorningSave.com.
All right, what do you have for us today, Stephanie?
Hey, Tori. So I'm here with some great products and deals for you guys. So first up, we've got something that you can never have too many of these days. It is the 40-pack of Vese KN95 disposable face masks.
Whoa.
I love this. Stash these highly breathable and comfortable KN95 masks in your car, purse, home, or anywhere else for your convenience and, most importantly, your safety. These KN95 masks can help reduce exposure to biological substances such as bacteria and germs. They have comfortable ear loops and a nose clip to help keep glasses clear. And they come in a set of 5 per pack. Look at this. So normally these are as much as $64.
It's a little pricey.
We've got them for $19. Saving up to 70%, Tori.
Okay, well, I am a glasses wearer, and the fog situation has led me astray. So I am really glad about the nose clip, the ear loops. I'm in.
Okay, next up, love this one, product of the week for me. It's something that's an absolute must-have because we're all at home watching movies all the time. It's the Cuisinart Easy Pop Hot Air Popcorn Maker.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. All you need to do is just pour the kernels into the popping chamber, and it makes up to 15 cups of popcorn in under 3 minutes. And it's also healthier than traditional popcorn makers because you just use hot air and no oil. But the best bit, you know, it features a butter warming tray for a richer treat if you fancy it. And it comes in red, metallic red, or white, so you can pick your chosen colour. Normally, it's $75. We've got it for only $29, saving our viewers 61%.
Okay, my favorite thing is the butter warming tray, and all of you out there, you're all nodding along with me. So
yes.
Agreed, the audience is in.
Okay, Tori, if you're like me, your skin's health is an absolute priority.
Absolutely.
Well, this Quench Micro Water Complex 8-piece skincare set is perfect for just that. So it's 8 pieces, and it's got everything you could ever need. You've got exfoliators, moisturizers, anti-aging, and it'll smooth your skin, and all of that is going to result in a healthy glow all year round without hurting your wallet.
This has got to be pricey, am I right?
Okay, so normally this set is $400. Yeah, we've got it, you're not going to believe this, for $49, saving up to 88%.
Healthy skin doesn't have to cost $1 million.
No, and this has got everything you could ever need.
Yeah, in one go. That body scrub, we all need exfoliation. Come on now.
And last but not least, we've got something that's going to give you a good night's rest after a long day. It's the 2-pack Elle Decor 225 thread count hypoallergenic pillow.
Oh, I love pillows.
They're soft and cozy, and they come in different sizes like standard or king, and the set is generously filled, and it's perfect choice for any sleep position. And they're made of a finely woven, breathable 100% cotton cover for comfort, and it's made of Tencel, which is an all-natural product that gives you the ultimate moisture management, so that's really good too.
Nice.
So normally it's as much as $60 or $68, depending on obviously the size that you guys buy, but we've got them from $29, saving our viewers 57%.
Pillows are everything during the pandemic because I literally live in my bed.
Oh, yeah, we all need a good night's sleep. It's so important for your health and your well-being.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You guys can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone from the pillow in your bed. Thanks so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration.
Verify team is here to break down rumors, and we do so by going to the vetted experts. Maybe you've seen tweets like this: pharmaceuticals are immune to vaccine lawsuits, saying that you can't sue over severe side effects or death caused by the vaccine. So let's verify. Do pharmaceutical companies have legal immunity? Our sources are a pair of law professors, Peter Myers from GW Law and Lawrence Gostin from Georgetown Law. First off, medical experts emphasize that severe symptoms are very rare. That was studied before the vaccines were approved. But what about for those who do have severe reactions? Can pharmaceutical companies be sued by them?
If you just have an adverse effect or an illness that results from a vaccination, you can't sue them.
The basis for this is something called the PrEP Act, short for the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act. In times of public health emergencies, it offers some liability protection to vaccine makers, but not complete immunity. You could still sue if there's what's called willful misconduct.
They can't mislead, deceive, be fraudulent, hide information.
The PrEP Act also created a fund for those impacted by vaccine side effects called the CICP.
Countermeasures, injury compensation program.
Those who suffered injuries from the vaccine can apply for compensation.
For your lost income, for whatever medical expenses you've incurred.
So we can verify that yes, pharmaceutical companies do have some protection against lawsuits, but not total immunity.
Social media is being entirely misleading in saying that vaccine companies just get a get out of jail free pass.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff for Mile High Mornings.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm gonna wear a 10-gallon hat.
Stick with us in 2021. We're gonna have a great year.
DBL, how a plea deal turned into a nightmare for a woman accused of killing her boyfriend.
The evidence they had was a coerced false confession.
Her story tomorrow in Freedom Files, Wrongfully Convicted on DBL.
Oh, you do not want to miss that. Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. So Brenda says, wow, that Linda Perry is so down to earth and nice. Yvonne says, I love her songs. Glenn says, I love when celebrities use their popularity for a good cause. That lineup is going to be incredible. Yeah, let's remember that, because, you know, I immediately think of, you know, what people have said to, her name's escaping me, from Fox News, that said, you know, to LeBron James, shut up and dribble.
Oh, yeah.
When he has been one of the biggest philanthropists around. So it's nice to see people give celebrities credit when they deserve it.
It also speaks to Linda Perry's character that she can make a phone call and get all of these celebrities together. I mean, just the fact that it's not so much even her talent, it's her as a person. That's amazing.
Yeah, I have all these Jeff File comments, but we're out of time because I'm reading for hours.
What did he say?
I mean, there's so much time. It's too much. It's thousands.
But goodbye to our co-workers who tuned in from home. We'll see you later, everyone. We love you guys.
About today on Daily Blast Live.
New information today on a third round of stimulus payments. Will you be getting a check? Chris Harrison speaks out for the first time since The Bachelor's racism controversy.
I am an imperfect man.
Does he deserve another chance at hosting the show? Why does Meghan Markle call the royal family the Firm? We've got the story behind the powerful nickname. And is there an alien cover-up? We're revealing the truth in the Jeff Files.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Well, a little too late.
Michael Dean getting back in the swing of things.
It's Thursday. Thank you, Michael Dean. Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, March 4th. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Erica. Al joins us from home. Okay, so we do have an update on those 6 books, the Dr. Seuss books, that were canceled. The online retailer eBay has removed listings for the 6 banned books, which you see here. The price for these books skyrocketed on the site. Some going for more than $500 a piece. This, of course, follows Tuesday's announcement that they would no longer be published because of the racist and offensive illustrations. eBay says it has removed the listings because they did not follow the site's offensive material policy that promote or glorify hatred, violence, or discrimination. But a lot of folks are upset because eBay continues to allow other books to be listed, including Hitler's Mein Kampf. Meantime, Dr. Seuss books are now some of the top sellers on Amazon, making up 9 of the top 10 best-selling books. But it's his more popular titles like The Cat in the Hat. Erica, do you think this is fair that they would remove those listings, which I'm glad they did, but why are they not removing other egregious books and listings that promote hatred and violence?
I don't know. I mean, they're a corporation. I would imagine that it's about the bottom line. It's about money. And sometimes people, or most of the time, corporations put profits over people.
It doesn't seem like it's, if you're going to do this to the Dr. Seuss books, which I think you should, then you need to practice what you preach and you need to take away those other books, in my opinion.
Right. This is the slippery slope that we're living on right now, right? Certain people want certain people, other people canceled, right? Or taken off social media. But then what about the people that you agree or don't agree with? Shouldn't they be canceled if it's vice versa? Same with these books. You have to be very careful about what we cancel and what we don't cancel. There's paintings out there by John Wayne Gacy that are up probably on eBay, and that guy was a mass murderer. So
as well as Jodi Arias's letters.
Right. So where do we draw the line with this? So it's very dangerous, this whole cancel thing.
Yeah. And Al, don't worry. We're coming to you with this next story. We're just a little short on time on this first block. I'm going to always keep it 100 with our DBL Nation. So we're going to start things off today with the latest on the money you could or could not be getting in the mail. President Biden has reportedly agreed to limit the number of people who will be getting those $1,400 stimulus checks. Now, single people making more than 80 grand will get nothing. Biden reportedly agreed to the new deal on the stimulus check so that it will pass with moderate Democrats in the Senate. But it's definitely not what had been promised. What do you think of this new deal, Al?
I think, first of all, you need to make sure that you can do what you say you can do. I think that no one's surprised that it's going to have trouble passing the House and especially passing the Senate. But then don't say that. Don't say we're going to do all these things, but you know that you're going to face major blockages at every turn. So people are going to be disappointed. And I also question, Sam, what tax return are they using? Are they using your tax return from a couple of years ago when you made $175,000, or maybe now where you maybe lost that job and you're working at half your salary? So I don't know how they came up with these numbers. I just know there's going to be 17 million very disappointed people.
Erica, you're shaking your head
I completely agree, Al. That's what needs to be asked, because even between the first stimulus check versus the second one, their commissions were included in that. A lot of people have lost major commission checks. Also, where do these numbers come from? Because we don't blanket numbers in terms of income across the country for anything else. We certainly don't do it for property value or cost of living. So how can you just come up with an arbitrary number? $80,000 in San Francisco is going to look a lot different than $80,000 in maybe, Mobile, Alabama.
Especially if you have 4 kids, if you're a single parent, that $80,000, yes, it's a lot of money, but that $80,000 is going to go quickly in San Francisco with a few kids in school. So I think that this is atrocious. Like, I'm really disappointed in President Biden because he ran on this. He really did pull at people's heartstrings, saying that he would make sure and ensure that everybody got that $1,400 check. So he just cut a lot of people who were desperate. And what's $1,400 going to do? Not much, but it will help put food on the table. It will help create a buffer with your mortgage or your rent. So, you know, he failed on this one in my book, Jeff.
Yeah, just accountability. We really held our past president to account for everything. Biden needs to account for this. He said everyone's going to be vaccinated by May. What if we're not? We just let it slide again? We have to hold him to accountability starting now.
Well said. Al, stick around. Coming up on DBL, more and more of Meghan Markle's interview with Oprah is trickling out. Wait till you hear what she calls the royal family. Plus, UFOs, Area 51, the Roswell incident. Is there a massive alien cover-up? 2 experts weigh in the Jeff Files.
Oh, yeah.
And Honest Abe, whoa, is that you? The unbelievable software that will actually animate photos of your ancestors. We're going to try it out on our own family members. That's coming up next.
Love you all.
We love you, Lauren.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast and went right over the top.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium. But as I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation, it doesn't change anything. Everything remains status quo. But if we're right, it changes everything.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
I'm already fired up.
Yeah.
Good.
Still in people out there watching who are appalled.
You acted like I just said something crazy.
I'm so far like in my head, I don't even know what's going on.
Leave Jeff alone. No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm going to wear a 10-gallon hat.
Lucy would have been all over you, honey.
Hey.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. Welcome back to DBL. This next story is
crazy. So there's a new technology that will let you see video of your dead relatives. Some think it's really cool. Others think it's creepy or too emotional to see. So here's the deal. The AI software from myheritage.com will take old pictures and animate them, essentially bringing them to life. Look at that. Here are some notable examples, including Abraham Lincoln. Wow, here's George Washington from the $1 bill. Oh my gosh, I feel like this is like a Harry Potter movie. Even old paintings like this one of Vincent van Gogh can get brought back to life. So before the show, we sent producers old photographs of our relatives, and they've animated them, but we have not seen them until now. Wow. Okay, Erica, you're up first. This is your grandmother. Are you ready?
Yes.
So there's a still photo
That's
of
me
Big
and my
Mama.
sister Ebony with Big Mama.
Okay, now here is the same photo Erica animated.
Isn't that incredible?
Is that how you would think? Like,
yes. Oh, for sure. For sure.
Ooh,
and like, I'm totally cool with this because my grandmother, Big Mama, was like the show woman. Like, she taught me how to bring it. So she would be like, yes, I was on Daily Blast Live with my Erica. That's right.
Oh, that makes me so happy, Erica. The apple does not fall far from the tree. Okay, Jeff, you're next, okay? You ready? These are your grandparents, Ida and Walter Sardi. Am I saying that right?
Sardi.
Sardi. Okay, here is Grandpa Sardi animated. Oh,
wow.
Jeff. That's
crazy.
amazing.
Kind of gets me emotional. No, he died at home for sure. Yeah, it gets me emotional. Yeah.
His eyes are watery.
It's crazy. I cry at commercials, so of course I'm going to cry for my own family.
I know. Okay, Al, you are next. This is your grandma, okay? Look at you and Marcella.
And I'm on a little bit of a delay as well, so it'll take a second for me to react.
Okay, you look adorable,
yeah,
by the way.
Was,
adorable. So here it is animated, Grandma Marcella.
Okay, I'll let you know when I see it.
Aww.
All right, I can see it.
Aww. And you have her name tattooed on your arm.
I do. It's the only ink I have, and I remember that couch. I remember that living room, and she was just a fine woman, and it's just, you know, it's just great to see her face, and she was just the purest soul I've ever met. And, you know, it was an honor to have met her. And I'm glad she met all my kids before she passed. She hung on. Literally, she passed maybe 30 minutes after my daughter arrived at the hospice. So she hung on just to see my daughter. So she saw all of her grandkids. So she was, she's one of a kind.
Wow. Okay, and finally, I don't know if I'm ready for this. Here is my grandma Connie. Okay, there's Connie Shocker during World War II.
Wow.
She drove around generals. Here she is animated. I knew I'd get emotional. Wow, I miss her. She was definitely one of my best friends and one of the most incredible women that I've ever met, and just was so proud of her hubby, my grandfather, who served in World War II. The letters that she wrote him daily were like literally something that you would see in, you know, an old movie that documented a love affair between two people during World War II. So, wow, unbelievable, right?
Pretty cool.
They never leave. They're
beautiful.
always here.
Yes.
Always with you.
Amen, Erica. After you did that interview with the woman, 39 Seconds.
Yeah.
And she said how when you transition from an object to a gas. That stuck with me.
Yeah. I talk to Big Mama every day. Aww. We talked this morning.
Oh, Erica, I love that. That's so comforting. Coming up on DBL, UFOs and the mysteries of intelligent life in outer space. Is the government, Jeff, covering up their
Let's get to some real stories now.
Don't miss the Jeff Files coming up next.
It's only a matter of time until your check engine light.
Medical misinformation is everywhere online, and that's why the Verify team turns to the vetted experts to fact-check claims like these, which say that people who wear glasses are up to 3 times less likely to catch COVID. So let's verify. Are people who wear glasses less likely to develop COVID-19? Our sources are 2 professors, Dr. Sonal Tooley at the University of Florida and Dr. Catherine Colby at NYU Langone Health. We also looked at this study, a research article out of India. Here's what our experts had to say about this claim.
So at this point, we cannot tell you for certain.
We don't have any evidence.
This claim started to get attention when news outlets caught wind of a study out of India, which looked at 304 patients with mild COVID-19, concluding that those who wore glasses for more than 8 hours a day or sunglasses outside were 2 to 3 times less likely to catch COVID-19. Dr. Colby pointed out that this study is only a preprint, which means it hasn't been peer-reviewed.
I don't put any stock in publications that haven't gone through the peer-reviewed process.
In fact, the website that published the report says that preprints, quote, should not be relied on to guide clinical practice or health-related behavior, and should not be reported in news media as established information. Even the author noted the limitations, writing that the sample size was small, the study period was short, and that, quote, more studies should be done to know the effect of using spectacles on the epidemiology of COVID-19.
It's a good pilot study, something that we want to look at and then build from.
So we can verify that our experts say at this point, there's no definitive evidence that glasses wearers have a smaller risk of developing COVID-19. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff, 5 on your side.
Welcome back to DBL. UFO and alien conspiracies have been around forever. So whether you're a believer or skeptic, we're one step closer to finding out the truth. The Pentagon has months to release everything they know, and we spoke to some experts about it. But first, here's a look at the most notable UFO sightings and research to date on this Jeff Files UFO report. You've heard the theories and seen the videos.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh.
Sightings of UFOs or unidentified flying objects date back decades.
I am here to discuss the so-called flying saucers.
Let's start with this first credible one. It was 1947, and this pilot, Kenneth Arnold, claimed he saw a formation of flying saucers in Washington. He sent this sketch and letter to the military and FBI. Although they denied it, they became bombarded with requests.
Since 1947, we have received and analyzed between 1,000 and 2,000 reports that have come to us from all kinds of sources.
And just a month after was the notorious Roswell incident in New Mexico. A rancher found mysterious wreckage on his land, and he was certain he saw a UFO and aliens.
There have been a certain percentage of this volume of reports that have been made by credible observers of relatively incredible things.
The military initially said it was a flying disc, but then took back their statement and said it was actually a weather balloon. But not everyone agreed.
With all due respect to the Air Force, I believe that some of them will prove to be of interplanetary origin.
In the 50s and 60s, there were tons of UFO sightings reported around Area 51 in Nevada.
We can say that the recent sightings are in no way connected with any secret development by any department of the United States.
But the government was lying. Area 51 was actually a secret military site all along, and the CIA finally admitted that in 2013. And then there was Project Blue Book. In 1948, the U.S. Air Force secretly began investigating thousands of UFO reports. But they ended that in 1969, saying they couldn't find any evidence of UFOs or threats to our national security. And finally, one of the most notable moments came in 2017 when a private company, to the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences, released this. You see fast-moving objects captured by advanced infrared sensors. And you hear 2 Navy pilots stunned at how fast the objects are moving. One former top Pentagon official even publicly came out and said this.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
But it wasn't until April 2020 that the Pentagon officially released these videos and confirmed that they were real. But it's still unclear. Are they drones or UFOs? In December 2020, former President Donald Trump took it a step further when he signed a bill into law that demands U.S. intelligence to release all their UFO data and reports in 180 days.
I won't talk to you about
what I know about it, but it's very interesting. But Roswell's a very interesting place with a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
So, what is going on? Are these sightings just a coincidence?
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us.
Or are we actually closer to figuring out the truth?
It's almost as if these extraterrestrials are giving us a little bit here, a little bit there, and they're leading us somewhere, which we're ultimately going to find out very soon where this is going.
Ooh, earlier I spoke to the Roswell investigators to see what they think about the Pentagon's upcoming report. Check it out. We're joined by Tom Carey and Don Schmidt. Guys, I'm so excited about this. Your research on UFO activity has been the theme of documentaries and books for decades. Thank you guys so much for coming on DBL. All right, guys, let's dive right in because we have a lot to cover. Now, there's a lot of theories out there on aliens and UFOs, but the Pentagon just admitted they've been holding and testing wreckage from UFO crashes. Now, do you think any of our technological advancements of the 20th century have to do with this very same testing?
As far as we're concerned, there are several things, such as the amalgam called nitinol, which is derived from the Roswell crash.
To me, it often smacks of, the level of human arrogance that still persists throughout the world. The idea that we would have anything of a higher level drop into our hands, no matter what the situation, and we'd be able to plug it right in and make it work, that type of thing.
Now, a new bill signed into law is requiring U.S. intelligence agencies to release everything they know, and they only have a few months left. So what else do you think they will share with us?
As little as they can. There will be an unclassified version of their report and also a classified version, which we will not see. And that's the one we would be interested in.
Yeah, I don't understand why they wouldn't release that information. I just watched a documentary about how presidents throughout history wanted to get this information out.
What politician is going to go before the American people and make such a pronouncement and still get reelected?
The government is holding 9 alien spacecraft.
I'm fascinated with Bob Lazar. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with him. And his coming forward in 1989 about all of his discoveries, Area 51, Element 115, which we just found out now is a legit element. A lot of his findings are coming to fruition right now.
What's interesting about Lazar is that if he is truly a whistleblower, we see in recent years what happens, like Edward Snowden, what happens when you actually do disclose sensitive information. But this may be part of that slow, incremental trickling of information.
So have you guys seen this Tic Tac video? I believe there's some footage out there that shows this video that looks just like a Tic Tac, but that defies the laws of gravity. Could you guys explain what this video is?
It has been declared valid by the Defense Department, albeit belatedly, but it is something I believe that has gotten everybody thinking seriously about this subject.
Regardless of what people believe, should they start caring about this because of all the information we have?
I'm a firm believer in the motto, the truth shall set you free.
As I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation, it doesn't change anything. Everything remains status quo. But if we're right, it changes everything.
I love that. That's a perfect place to end there. Tom Carey and Don Schmidt, thank you so much for coming on DBL. I could talk to you guys all day. To learn more about their research and their award-winning books, visit RoswellInvestigator.com. We'll be right back, everybody. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Wow, compelling interview, Jeff. So now, after talking to them, did anything change in your mind?
No, I just love talk. I like watching documentaries about that. I like listening to people like that. I mean, people go online and they just hate on each other. Why can't I just follow UFO stuff?
Yeah, I think you found your calling.
I think I have. Yeah. That was the best interview we did all year.
I know. No, really, it's fascinating. I think.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, more and more we're going to learn. You know, the government's already said that they're going to start leaking out information. So.
You're with me on this.
Of course I am, and you're ahead of the curve, bud.
I'll meet you up. I'll meet you up there.
Okay. I don't know if I want to go up there. We'll be right back.
So you're not with me anymore.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
See Yourself.
Well.
The Verify team is here to break down rumors, and we do so by going to the vetted experts. Maybe you've seen tweets like this: pharmaceuticals are immune to vaccine lawsuits, saying that you can't sue over severe side effects or death caused by the vaccine. So let's verify. Do pharmaceutical companies have legal immunity? Our sources are a pair of law professors, Peter Myers from GW Law and Lawrence Gostin from Georgetown Law. First off, medical experts emphasize that severe symptoms are very rare. That was studied before the vaccines were approved. But what about for those who do have severe reactions? Can pharmaceutical companies be sued by them?
If you just have an adverse effect or an illness that results from a vaccination, you can't sue them.
The basis for this is something called the PrEP Act, short for the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act. In times of public health emergencies, it offers some liability protection to vaccine makers, but not complete immunity. You could still sue if there's what's called willful misconduct.
They can't mislead, deceive, be fraudulent, hide information.
The PrEP Act also created a fund for those impacted by vaccine side effects called the CICP.
Countermeasures, injury compensation program.
Those who suffered injuries from the vaccine can apply for compensation.
For your lost income, for whatever medical expenses you've incurred.
So we can verify that yes, pharmaceutical companies do have some protection against lawsuits, but not total immunity.
Social media is being entirely misleading in saying that vaccine companies just get a get out of jail free pass.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff for Mile High Mornings.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm gonna wear a 10-gallon hat.
Stick with us in 2021. We're gonna have a great year. Welcome back. If you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show on Facebook or YouTube. But if you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. Meghan Markle tells Oprah what she calls the royal family, and it's not flattering. It's going to be a juicy interview. Plus, Bachelor host Chris Harrison opens up about the controversy for the first time. But did his apology on Good Morning America fall on deaf ears? And we thank all our coworkers tuning in from home while they're working. We miss you guys. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Michael Dean. Okay.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, can we get the camera on Michael Dean? That is our senior producer, everybody.
Michael Dean, just show the guns. Just show the guns.
There
you go. That's all you gotta do.
And we are not objectifying him. He likes to show the guns.
Right? I am. He's got great calves and muscles and all around.
Okay. Good job counting us in, Michael Dean. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Erica. Al joins us from home. I'm sure getting a big kick out of the whole Michael Dean debacle.
I'm loving this.
Chris Harrison is speaking out for the first time since stepping away from The Bachelor. Chris spoke to Michael Strahan on GMA today and apologized for comments he made, defending a contestant for attending an Old South party on a plantation in 2018. Watch.
I am an imperfect man. I made a mistake, and I own that. I believe that mistake doesn't reflect who I am or what I stand for. I am saddened and shocked at how insensitive I was in that interview with Rachel Lindsay. And I didn't speak from my heart, and that is to say I stand against all forms of racism, and I am deeply sorry. I'm sorry to Rachel Lindsay, and I'm sorry to the black community.
After the interview, Michael seemed to question whether his apology was sincere. Have a look.
His apology is his apology, but it felt like it got nothing more than a surface response on any of this. And obviously, he's the man who wants to clearly stay on the show, but only time will tell if there is any meaning behind his words.
Only time will tell. Erica, what do you make of his apology? Especially to Rachel Lindsay. I'm glad he apologized to her as well, because he talked over her and kind of like mansplained that whole interview while she was trying to give her point of view.
Let me just say this. I really wish he would have had as much energy for that apology as he had with that interview with Rachel Lindsay. Also note this, Rachel Lindsay has essentially been bullied off of social media. So the idea that this is a woman who conducted this interview with poise and grace and professionalism, she could have come for that man's neck and she didn't do that. So the idea that she's being ousted or backlashes against her, like how misdirected is that? And it's really telling. I want y'all all to pay attention to this, that the person who actually committed the deed in which this whole thing is about, the person who defended that person, and the person who simply had a interview with Chris Harrison are all being, what, canceled right now? How does Rachel Lindsay Albasolo get canceled in this equation? How is that possible? She has only done what was appropriate. Did she say anything inappropriate?
No.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, she's had to turn off all of her comments. And Al, I hear you, so chime in after Jeff. She's had to turn off all her comments on social media because of the attacks and the threats. She's had people threaten her life.
Well, she's not being canceled, right? She's still working for Extra. She's chosen to go off social media, which I have chosen to do as well at times because I understand the backlash. Granted, not, I'm sure, what she's getting, but I understand the pain and the hurt that you feel from people doing that. I was surprised with Michael Strahan, let me say that, coming out and saying that. Do you feel like that apology was insincere, or would you have accepted that apology if Michael Strahan didn't say anything? Well, just that apology, not Rachel Lindsay aside.
Yeah, I think that if you're going to make an apology, and I question a few choices as to the host. I mean, I think Emmanuel Acho is an amazing host, but I would have thought that Rachel Lindsay would have been the host of the After the Rose. And I question what the conversation was with Rachel Lindsay, and if the conversation was ever directed to her in the same format in which he apologized to essentially Michael Strahan, who wasn't a part of the equation. So I'm wondering if there's something that we're missing in the backstory that we're not getting a direct apology from Chris to Rachel.
Well, they're both ABC shows, Al, right? GMA's on ABC, The Bachelor's on ABC. Is this a PR move for ABC to liken, you know, the people not being offended by Chris Harrison anymore and welcoming him back on the show?
Well, I mean, Sam, that would assume that people were offended. I mean, the reason I love having you guys as my co-hosts, you guys that are incredible and steal my thunder, because you know, you guys think on a different level as I try to when I look at every story. Erica, I literally have keep that same energy written on my card when I was getting ready to talk about this story. And what I'm saying is, if you watch that whole interview, you would realize, with Chris and Rachel, he was very aggressive. And then he comes hat in hand, you know, when he comes to speak to Michael Strahan. And this is where I'm starting to see the word cancel culture, which Chris Harrison used in that interview with Rachel. Again, I'm seeing that used again, but like it's starting to become a buzzword. But it's like, well, who got canceled here? Because the McConnell young lady, Kirkconnell, what's her name?
Yes.
The bachelorette that did the racist stuff, Kirkconnell. Yes, her Instagram page is still up, and she's at 500,000 followers. She also has a Support Rachel Instagram page, and she has a fan page that are also still up. And I looked it up. Bachelorettes make between winners of the Bachelorette make between $5,000 and $15,000 per post. So Rachel Lindsay having to shut down her Instagram is beyond cancel culture. You are affecting her income permanently.
Great answer.
And that needs to be spoken about.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got to get to this last story quickly. We're getting more details about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's highly anticipated sit-down interview with Oprah this weekend. In another preview, Meghan throws major shade on the monarchy and suggests they are responsible for spreading lies about them. Watch.
How do you feel about the palace hearing you speak your truth today?
I don't know how they could expect that after all of this time, we would still just be silent if there is an active role that the firm is playing in perpetuating falsehoods about us. And if that comes with risk of losing things, I mean, there's a lot that's been lost already.
Wow, and in case you didn't catch that, Meghan refers to the royal family as the firm. The late Princess Diana used that same term to describe the royals during her infamous BBC interview in 1995. And the firm also has dark undertones. It was the title of a John Grisham book and the Tom Cruise movie about a shady law firm and its involvement with the mob. Do you think this interview will hurt Meghan and Harry's reputation?
No, she already said there's a lot that's been lost already, and that's a very deeply sentimented statement. Because what Harry is essentially doing, everybody wants to look at Meghan and say this is all Meghan's fault. Harry knew who he married. He was looking for a serious ride or die, we got to get through this together type girl. Understand that Harry is his own man, okay? We get that. We get that. And I'm going to be watching on Sunday with popcorn
and
wine.
We'll be talking on Monday about it. Coming up on DBL, the songwriter behind some of music's biggest hits. I'm a huge fan. From Christina Aguilera to Pink, she joins us live. We're talking to Linda Perry right here on DBL.
Closed captioning provided by
Doug.
Hey, Limu.
I love you all.
We love you, Lauren.
Targets up here. We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast and went right over the top.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium. But as I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation,
It's so good. Welcome back to DBL. That was What's Going On, the hit song by the Four Non-Blondes. Our special guest today is known for being the lead singer, but she's also a Hall of Fame songwriter. Maybe you've heard of these songs. Beautiful by Christina Aguilera, Get the Party Started by Pink, or What You Waiting For by Gwen Stefani. All came from the mind of our brilliant guest. There she is, Linda Perry, joining us live. Yes, Linda.
Thank you, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Hi. And don't forget Alicia Keys' Superwoman. That was a really great song too. There's so many.
Amen. And we have to point out that you are at the Dodger Stadium right now. You're there for an incredible cause. Tell all of our viewers about that.
Well, we're down here, as you can see. The Dodger Stadium is right behind me. Right now, these are all the cars waiting to get vaccinated. They've vaccinated so far 450,000 people, and they're doing 12,000 people a day. And they have also given out 5 million COVID tests free. This is Sean Penn's organization, Core Response.
Nice.
They've been here for 8 months. And with no government funding. So I thought I felt like, you know what, look, I have a stage set up here. Let's do a live stream to try to get some awareness and some funding for these mobile units that they're putting together to help people who are that are not considered essential workers. They bring the vaccination to them that are struggling in other communities, and older people who can't get in a car. And see this line? People are waiting here for 2 to 3 hours. And, so this needs to happen. So I wanted to call some friends. We're down here. We're going to do a live stream. Amazon Twitch is streaming it. YouTube, Rolling Stone, on YouTube, on Rolling Stone's channel.
Wow.
And I've had everybody from Harmon, Josh Wood, that's the production company for Sean Penn. I mean, my whole team, we've been busting our ass off, putting on a live stream that would normally take 8 to 9 months to put together. We have done it in less than 3.
Linda, listen, it's an honor for you.
Less than 3 weeks. Wait, less than 3 weeks.
Linda, I was going to say it's an honor for me to talk to you. You're amazing, but what you're doing is even more amazing. Tell me about this lineup. You briefly touched on it. Macy Gray, Carly Simon, Sheryl Crow, just to name a few. How did you get everybody involved in this so quickly?
Well, a lot goes, you can go a long way with some passion and some balls, and I just decided to start calling people. And I was talking to Dave Grohl, and they sent us an incredible performance live stream. Carly Simon, she's been in Martha's Vineyard, and she said, of course, and all these performances that you'll see, virtual performance, will be very specific performances for our live stream. And then Macy Gray, she's my good luck charm. Every time I have a benefit, I always call Macy Gray, because when I get her, everybody else comes. We have Silver Sun, I know, an amazing performer. Juliette Lewis and the Licks, Silver Sun Pickups. Miguel, Aloe Black, Deborah Cox, Ozo Motley, Ziggy Marley.
Wow.
I mean, it's endless. James Blunt, Sheryl Crow, Gavin Rosdale. I mean, it's nonstop. We have some amazing people, and so it's going to be a really great 2-day live stream event, which is extremely ambitious, I know, but hell, you can't slow down, man. You got to go.
Man.
Saving.
Linda, girl, you bad, child. You are bad, and I am such a fan. Now, most people dream of writing just one hit song, but you have several. So is there like a secret formula to a smash hit?
Well, for me, I don't have everybody always asks what's my format, and I'm like, my format is my heart. I just reach deep. I let it do the speaking, and I try not to go up here into my mind. And I just write from a very organic place. And either it's good or it's not. You know, I don't judge my songs because I'm very thankful that I can actually write one.
Yeah. Linda, I've always been a fan of your talent, and now I'm even more of a fan because of your heart and your philanthropy. Thank you. I want our viewers to hear this so everybody can tune in, okay? The reminder of the benefit that she is hosting, it is called Rock and Relief. It's happening all day tomorrow and Saturday. You can watch it on Amazon Music, YouTube, Twitch, and again, the goal to help with the COVID response in LA. Check it out for a good time and a good cause. We so appreciate you, Linda. Keep rocking out, girl.
Can I just say,
yes.
Just donate $5 if you can. I mean, we just need to raise the money to get these mobile units out there and to help this incredible organization. So thank you guys for listening to me, and thanks for inviting me on your show.
We appreciate you. We really do. Thank you again, and we'll be right back.
We all know that movement
Medical misinformation is everywhere online, and that's why the Verify team turns to the vetted experts to fact-check claims like these, which say that people who wear glasses are up to 3 times less likely to catch COVID. So let's verify. Are people who wear glasses less likely to develop COVID-19? Our sources are 2 professors, Dr. Sonal Tooley at the University of Florida and Dr. Catherine Colby at NYU Langone Health. We also looked at this study, a research article out of India. Here's what our experts had to say about this claim.
So at this point, we cannot tell you for certain. We don't have any evidence.
This claim started to get attention when news outlets caught wind of a study out of India, which looked at 304 patients with mild COVID-19, concluding that those who wore glasses for more than 8 hours a day or sunglasses outside were 2 to 3 times less likely to catch COVID-19. Dr. Colby pointed out that this study is only a preprint, which means it hasn't been peer-reviewed.
I don't put any stock in publications that haven't gone through the peer-reviewed process.
In fact, the website that published the report says that preprints, quote, should not be relied on to guide clinical practice or health-related behavior, and should not be reported in news media as established information. Even the author noted the limitations, writing that the sample size was small, the study period was short, and that, quote, more studies should be done to know the effect of using spectacles on the epidemiology of COVID-19.
It's a good pilot study, something that we want to look at and then build from.
So we can verify that our experts say at this point, there's no definitive evidence that glasses wearers have a smaller risk of developing COVID-19. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff, 5 on your side.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed Tori some amazing products at an even better price. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast, presented by MorningSave.com.
All right, what do you have for us today, Stephanie?
Hey, Tori. So I'm here with some great products and deals for you guys. So first up, we've got something that you can never have too many of these days. It is the 40-pack Vese KN95 disposable face masks.
Whoa.
I love this. Stash these highly breathable and comfortable KN95 masks in your car, purse, home, or anywhere else for your convenience and, most importantly, your safety. These KN95 masks can help reduce exposure to biological substances such as bacteria and germs. They have comfortable ear loops and a nose clip to help keep glasses clear. And they come in a set of 5 per pack. Look at this. So normally, these are as much as $64.
It's a little pricey.
We've got them for $19. Saving up to 70%, Tori.
Okay, well, I am a glasses wearer, and the fog situation has led me astray. So I am really glad about the nose clip, the ear loops. I'm in.
Okay, next up, love this one, product of the week for me.
Ooh.
It's something that's an absolute must-have because we're all at home watching movies all the time. It's the Cuisinart Easy Pop Hot Air Popcorn Maker.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. All you need to do is just pour the kernels into the popping chamber, and it makes up to 15 cups of popcorn in under 3 minutes. And it's also healthier than traditional popcorn makers because you just use hot air and no oil. But the best bit, you know, it features a butter warming tray for a richer treat if you fancy it. And it comes in red, metallic red, or white, so you can pick your chosen color. Normally, it's $75. We've got it for only $29, saving our viewers 61%.
Okay, my favorite thing is the butter warming tray, and all of you out there, you're all nodding along with me. So
yes.
Agreed, the audience is in.
Okay, Tori, if you're like me, your skin's health is an absolute priority.
Absolutely.
Well, this Quench Micro Water Complex 8-piece skincare set is perfect for just that. So it's 8 pieces, and it's got everything you could ever need. You've got exfoliators, moisturizers, anti-aging, and it'll smooth your skin, and all of that is going to result in a healthy glow all year round without hurting your wallet.
This has got to be pricey, am I right?
Okay, so normally this set is $400. Yeah, we've got it, you're not going to believe this, for $49, saving up to 88%.
Healthy skin doesn't have to cost $1 million.
No, and this has got everything you could ever need.
Yeah, in one go. That body scrub, we all need exfoliation. Come on now.
And last but not least, we've got something that's going to give you a good night's rest after a long day. It's the 2-pack Elle Decor 225 thread count hypoallergenic pillow.
Oh, I love pillows.
They're soft and cozy, and they come in different sizes like standard or king, and the set is generously filled, and it's perfect choice for any sleep position. And they're made of a finely woven, breathable 100% cotton cover for comfort, and it's made of Tencel, which is an all-natural product that gives you the ultimate moisture management, so that's really good too.
Nice.
So normally it's as much as $60 or $68, depending on obviously the size that you guys buy, but we've got them from $29, saving our viewers 57%.
Pillows are everything during the pandemic because I literally live in my bed.
Oh, well, yeah, we all need a good night's sleep. It's so important for your health and your well-being.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You guys can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone from the pillow in your bed. Thanks so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Promotional.
Verify team is here to break down rumors, and we do so by going to the vetted experts. Maybe you've seen tweets like this: pharmaceuticals are immune to vaccine lawsuits, saying that you can't sue over severe side effects or death caused by the vaccine. So let's verify. Do pharmaceutical companies have legal immunity? Our sources are a pair of law professors, Peter Myers from GW Law and Lawrence Gostin from Georgetown Law. First off, medical experts emphasize that severe symptoms are very rare. That was studied before the vaccines were approved. But what about for those who do have severe reactions? Can pharmaceutical companies be sued by them?
If you just have an adverse effect or an illness that results from a vaccination, you can't sue them.
The basis for this is something called the PrEP Act. short for the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act. In times of public health emergencies, it offers some liability protection to vaccine makers, but not complete immunity. You could still sue if there's what's called willful misconduct.
They can't mislead, deceive, be fraudulent, hide information.
The PrEP Act also created a fund for those impacted by vaccine side effects called the CICP.
Countermeasures, injury compensation program.
Those who suffered injuries from the vaccine can apply for compensation.
For your lost income, for whatever medical expenses you've incurred.
So we can verify that yes, pharmaceutical companies do have some protection against lawsuits, but not total immunity.
Social media is being entirely misleading in saying that vaccine companies just get a get out of jail free pass.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff for Mile High Mornings.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm gonna wear a 10-gallon hat.
Stick with us in 2021. We're gonna have a great year.
DBL, how a plea deal turned into a nightmare for a woman accused of killing her boyfriend.
The evidence they had was a coerced false confession.
Her story tomorrow in Freedom Files, Wrongfully Convicted on DBL.
Oh, you do not want to miss that. Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. So Brenda says, wow, that Linda Perry is so down to earth and nice. Yvonne says, I love her songs. Glenn says, I love when celebrities use their popularity for a good cause. That lineup is going to be incredible. Yeah, let's remember that, because, you know, I immediately think of, you know, what people have said to, her name's escaping me, from Fox News, that said, you know, to LeBron James, shut up and dribble.
Oh, yeah.
When he has been one of the biggest philanthropists around. So it's nice to see people give celebrities credit when they deserve it.
It also speaks to Linda Perry's character that she can make a phone call and get all of these celebrities together. I mean, just the fact that it's not so much even her talent, it's her as a person. That's amazing.
Yeah, I have all these Jeff File comments, but we're out of time because I can read for hours.
What did he say?
I mean, there's so much time. It's too much. It's thousands.
Goodbye to our co-workers who tuned in from home. We'll see you later, everyone.
New information today on a third round of stimulus payments. Will you be getting a check? Chris Harrison speaks out for the first time since The Bachelor's racism controversy.
I am an imperfect man.
Does he deserve another chance at hosting the show? Why does Meghan Markle call the royal family the Firm? We've got the story behind the powerful nickname. And is there an alien cover-up? We're revealing the truth in The Jeff Files.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Well, a little too late there.
Michael Dean getting back in the swing of things.
It's Thursday. Thank you, Michael Dean. Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, March 4th. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Erica. Al joins us from home. Okay, so we do have an update on those 6 books, the Dr. Seuss books, that were canceled. The online retailer eBay has removed listings for the 6 banned books, which you see here. The price for these books skyrocketed on the site, some going for more than $500 a piece. This, of course, follows Tuesday's announcement that they would no longer be published because of the racist and offensive illustrations. eBay says it has removed the listings because they did not follow the site's offensive material policy that promote or glorify hatred, violence, or discrimination. But a lot of folks are upset because eBay continues to allow other books to be listed, including Hitler's Mein Kampf. Meantime, Dr. Seuss books are now some of the top sellers on Amazon, making up 9 of the top 10 best-selling books. But it's his more popular titles like The Cat in the Hat. Erica, do you think this is fair that they would remove those listings, which I'm glad they did, but why are they not removing other egregious books and listings that promote hatred and violence?
I don't know. I mean, they're a corporation. I would imagine that it's about the bottom line. It's about money. And sometimes people, or most of the time, corporations put profits over people.
It doesn't seem like it's, if you're going to do this to the Dr. Seuss books, which I think you should, then you need to practice what you preach and you need to take away those other books, in my opinion.
Right. This is the slippery slope that we're living on right now, right? Certain people want certain people, other people canceled, right, or taken off social media. But then what about the people that you agree or don't agree with? Shouldn't they be canceled if it's vice versa? Same with these books. You have to be very careful about what we cancel and what we don't cancel. There's paintings out there by John Wayne Gacy that are up probably on eBay, and that guy was a mass murderer. So
as well as Jodi Arias's letters.
Right. So where do we draw the line with this? So it's very dangerous, this whole cancel thing.
Yeah. And Al, don't worry. We're coming to you with this next story. We're just a little short on time on this first block. I'm going to always keep it 100 with our DBL Nation. So we're going to start things off today with the latest on the money you could or could not be getting in the mail. President Biden has reportedly agreed to limit the number of people who will be getting those $1,400 stimulus checks. Now, single people making more than 80 grand will get nothing. Biden reportedly agreed to the new deal on the stimulus check so that it will pass with moderate Democrats in the Senate. But it's definitely not what had been promised. What do you think of this new deal, Al?
I think, first of all, you need to make sure that you can do what you say you can do. I think that no one's surprised that it's going to have trouble passing the House and especially passing the Senate. But then don't say that. Don't say we're going to do all these things, but you know that you're going to face major blockages at every turn. So people are going to be disappointed. And I also question, Sam, what tax return are they using? Are they using your tax return from a couple of years ago when you made $175,000, or maybe now where you maybe lost that job and you're working at half your salary? So I don't know how they came up with these numbers. I just know there's going to be 17 million very disappointed people.
Erica, you're shaking your head
I completely agree, Al. That's what needs to be asked, because even between the first stimulus check versus the second one, their commissions were included in that. A lot of people have lost major commission checks. Also, where do these numbers come from? Because we don't blanket numbers in terms of income across the country for anything else. We certainly don't do it for property value or cost of living. So how can you just come up with an arbitrary number? $80,000 in San Francisco is going to look a lot different than $80,000 in maybe, Mobile, Alabama.
Especially if you have 4 kids, if you're a single parent, that $80,000, yes, it's a lot of money, but that $80,000 is going to go quickly in San Francisco with a few kids in school. So I think that this is atrocious. Like, I'm really disappointed in President Biden because he ran on this. He really did pull at people's heartstrings, saying that he would make sure and ensure that everybody got that $1,400 check. So he just cut a lot of people who were desperate. And what's $1,400 going to do? Not much, but it will help put food on the table. It will help create a buffer with your mortgage or your rent. So, you know, he failed on this one in my book, Jeff.
Yeah, just accountability. We really held our past president to account for everything. Biden needs to account for this. He said everyone's going to be vaccinated by May. What if we're not? We just let it slide again? We have to hold him accountability starting now.
Well said. Al, stick around. Coming up on DBL, more and more of Meghan Markle's interview with Oprah is trickling out. Wait till you hear what she calls the royal family. Plus, UFOs, Area 51, the Roswell incident. Is there a massive alien cover-up? 2 experts weigh in the Jeff Files.
Oh, yeah.
And Honest Abe, whoa, is that you? The unbelievable software that will actually animate photos of your ancestors. We're going to try it out on our own family members. That's coming up next.
Closed caption.
Love you all.
We love you, Lauren.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast and went right over the top.
Well, we're talking about potentially the biggest story of the millennium. But as I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation, it doesn't change anything. Everything remains status quo. But if we're right, it changes everything.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
I'm already fired up.
Yeah.
Good.
Still in
People out
Congress.
there watching who are appalled.
Well, you acted like I just said something crazy.
I'm so far like in my head, I don't even know what's
Leave
going
Jeff
on.
alone.
No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm gonna wear a 10-gallon hat.
Lucy would have been all over you, honey.
Hey.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year. Welcome back to DBL. This next story is crazy. So there's a new technology that will let you see video of your dead relatives. Some think it's really cool. Others think it's creepy or too emotional to see. So here's the deal. The AI software from myheritage.com will take old pictures and animate them, essentially bringing them to life. Look at that. Here are some notable examples, including Abraham Lincoln. Wow, here's George Washington from the $1 bill. Oh my gosh, I feel like this is like a Harry Potter movie. Even old paintings like this one of Vincent van Gogh can get brought back to life. So before the show, we sent producers old photographs of our relatives, and they've animated them, but we have not seen them until now. Wow. Okay, Erica, you're up first. This is your grandmother. Are you ready?
Yes.
So there's a still photo
That's
of
me
Big
and
Mama.
my sister Ebony with Big Mama.
Okay, now here is the same photo Erica animated.
That yes, oh for sure. And like I'm totally cool with this because my grandmother, Big Mama, was like the show woman. Like she taught me how to bring it. So she would be like, yes, I was on Daily Blast Live with my Erica. That's right.
Oh, that makes me so happy, Erica. The apple does not fall far from the tree. Okay, Jeff, you're next, okay? You ready? These are your grandparents, Ida and Walter Sardi. Am I saying that right?
Sardi.
Sardi. Okay, here is Grandpa Sardi animated. Oh,
wow.
Jeff. That's
crazy.
Amazing. Did you ever
gets me
meet him?
emotional. No, he died when I was 5, but I bet my mother's emotional at home for sure. Yeah, it gets me emotional. Yeah.
His eyes are watery.
It's crazy. I cry at commercials, so of course I'm going to cry for my whole family.
I know. Okay, Al, you are next. This is your grandma, okay? Look at you and Marcella.
And I'm on a little bit of a delay as well, so it'll take a second for me to react.
Okay, you look adorable,
yeah,
by the way.
Was,
adorable. So here it is animated, Grandma Marcella.
Okay, I'll let you know when I see it.
Aww.
All right, I can see it.
Aww. And you have her name tattooed on your arm.
I do. It's the only ink I have, and I remember that couch. I remember that living room, and she was just a fine woman, and it's just, you know, it's just great to see her face, and she was just the purest soul I've ever met. And, you know, it was an honor to have met her. And I'm glad she met all my kids before she passed. She hung on. Literally, she passed maybe 30 minutes after my daughter arrived at the hospice. So she hung on just to see my daughter. So she saw all of her grandkids. So she was, she's one of a kind.
Wow. Okay, and finally, I don't know if I'm ready for this. Here is my grandma Connie. Okay, there's Connie Shocker during World War II.
Wow.
She drove around generals. Here she is animated. I knew I'd get emotional. Wow, I miss her. She was definitely one of my best friends and one of the most incredible women that I've ever met, and just was so proud of her hubby, my grandfather, who served in World War II. The letters that she wrote him daily were like literally something that you would see in, you know, an old movie that documented a love affair between two people during World War II. So, wow, unbelievable, right?
Pretty cool.
They never leave. They're
beautiful.
always here.
Yes.
Always with you.
Amen, Erica. After you did that interview with the woman, 39 Seconds.
Yeah.
And she said how when you transition from an object to a gas. That stuck with me.
Yeah. I talk to Big Mama every day. We talked this morning.
Oh, Erica, I love that. That's so comforting. Coming up on DBL, UFOs and the mysteries of intelligent life in outer space. Is the government, Jeff, covering up their
Let's get to some real stories now.
Don't miss the Jeff Files coming up next.
It's only a matter of time.
Medical misinformation is everywhere online, and that's why the Verify team turns to the vetted experts to fact-check claims like these, which say that people who wear glasses are up to 3 times less likely to catch COVID. So let's verify. Are people who wear glasses less likely to develop COVID-19? Our sources are 2 professors, Dr. Sonal Tooley at the University of Florida and Dr. Catherine Colby at NYU Langone Health. We also looked at this study, a research article out of India. Here's what our experts had to say about this claim.
So at this point, we cannot tell you for certain.
We don't have any evidence.
This claim started to get attention when news outlets caught wind of a study out of India, which looked at 304 patients with mild COVID-19, concluding that those who wore glasses for more than 8 hours a day or sunglasses outside were 2 to 3 times less likely to catch COVID-19. Dr. Colby pointed out that this study is only a preprint, which means it hasn't been peer-reviewed.
I don't put any stock in publications that haven't gone through the peer-reviewed process.
In fact, the website that published the report says that preprints, quote, should not be relied on to guide clinical practice or health-related behavior, and should not be reported in news media as established information. Even the author noted the limitations, writing that the sample size was small, the study period was short, and that, quote, more studies should be done to know the effects of using spectacles on the epidemiology of COVID-19.
It's a good pilot study, something that we want to look at and then build from.
So we can verify that our experts say at this point, there's no definitive evidence that glasses wearers have a smaller risk of developing COVID-19. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff, 5 on your side.
Welcome back to DBL. UFO and alien conspiracies have been around forever. So whether you're a believer or skeptic, we're one step closer to finding out the truth. The Pentagon has months to release everything they know, and we spoke to some experts about it. But first, here's a look at the most notable UFO sightings and research to date on this Jeff Files UFO report. You've heard the theories and seen the videos.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh.
Sightings of UFOs or unidentified flying objects date back decades.
I am here to discuss the so-called flying saucers.
Let's start with this first credible one. It was 1947, and this pilot, Kenneth Arnold, claimed he saw a formation of flying saucers in Washington. He sent this sketch and letter to the military and FBI. Although they denied it, they became bombarded with requests.
Since 1947, we have received and analyzed between 1,000 and 2,000 reports that have come to us from all kinds of sources.
And just a month after was the notorious Roswell incident in New Mexico. A rancher found mysterious wreckage on his land, and he was certain he saw a UFO and aliens.
There have been a certain percentage of this volume of reports that have been made by credible observers of relatively incredible things.
The military initially said it was a flying disc, but then took back their statement and said it was actually a weather balloon. But not everyone agreed.
With all due respect to the Air Force, I believe that some of them will prove to be of interplanetary origin.
In the 50s and 60s, there were tons of UFO sightings reported around Area 51 in Nevada.
We can say that the recent sightings are in no way connected with any secret development by any department of the United States.
But the government was lying. Area 51 was actually a secret military site all along, and the CIA finally admitted that in 2013. And then there was Project Blue Book. In 1948, the U.S. Air Force secretly began investigating thousands of UFO reports. But they ended that in 1969, saying they couldn't find any evidence of UFOs or threats to our national security. And finally, one of the most notable moments came in 2017 when a private company, to the STARS Academy of Arts and Sciences, released this. You see fast-moving objects captured by advanced infrared sensors. And you hear 2 Navy pilots stunned at how fast the objects are moving. One former top Pentagon official even publicly came out and said this.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
But it wasn't until April 2020 that the Pentagon officially released these videos and confirmed that they were real. But it's still unclear. Are they drones or UFOs? In December 2020, former President Donald Trump took it a step further when he signed a bill into law that demands U.S. intelligence to release all their UFO data and reports in 180 days.
I won't talk to you about
what I know about it, but it's very interesting. But Roswell's a very interesting place with a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
So, what is going on? Are these sightings just a coincidence?
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us.
Or are we actually closer to figuring out the truth?
It's almost as if these extraterrestrials are giving us a little bit here, a little bit there, and they're leading us somewhere, which we're ultimately going to find out very soon where this is going.
Ooh, earlier I spoke to the Roswell investigators to see what they think about the Pentagon's upcoming report. Check it out. We're joined by Tom Carey and Don Schmidt. Guys, I'm so excited about this. Your research on UFO activity has been the theme of documentaries and books for decades. Thank you guys so much for coming on DBL. All right, guys, let's dive right in because we have a lot to cover. Now, there's a lot of theories out there on aliens and UFOs, but the Pentagon just admitted they've been holding and testing wreckage from UFO crashes. Now, do you think any of our technological advancements of the 20th century have to do with this very same testing?
As far as we're concerned, there are several things, such as the amalgam called nitinol, which is derived from the Roswell crash.
To me, it often smacks of, the level of human arrogance that still persists throughout the world. The idea that we would have anything of a higher level drop into our hands, no matter what the situation, and we'd be able to plug it right in and make it work, that type of thing.
Now, a new bill signed into law is requiring U.S. intelligence agencies to release everything they know, and they only have a few months left. So what else do you think they will share with us?
As little as they can. There will be an unclassified version of their report and also a classified version, which we will not see. And that's the one we would be interested in.
Yeah, I don't understand why they wouldn't release that information. I just watched a documentary about how presidents throughout history wanted to get this information out.
What politician is going to go before the American people and make such a pronouncement and still get reelected?
The government is holding 9 alien spacecraft.
I'm fascinated with Bob Lazar. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with him. And his coming forward in 1989 about all of his discoveries, Area 51, Element 115, which we just found out now is a legit element. A lot of his findings are coming to fruition right now.
What's interesting about Lazar, that if he is truly a whistleblower, we see in recent years what happens, like Edward Snowden, what happens when you actually do disclose a sensitive information. But this may be part of that slow, incremental trickling of information.
So have you guys seen this Tic Tac video? I believe there's some footage out there that shows this video that looks just like a Tic Tac, but that defies the laws of gravity. Could you guys explain what this video is?
It has been declared valid by the Defense Department, albeit belatedly, but it is something I believe that has gotten everybody thinking seriously about this subject.
Regardless of what people believe, should they start caring about this because of all the information we have?
I'm a firm believer in the motto, the truth shall set you free.
As I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation, it doesn't change anything. Everything remains status quo. But if we're right, it changes everything.
I love that. That's a perfect place to end there. Tom Carey and Don Schmidt, thank you so much for coming on DBL. I could talk to you guys all day. To learn more about their research and their award-winning books, visit RoswellInvestigator.com. We'll be right back, everybody. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Wow, compelling interview, Jeff. So now, after talking to them, did anything change in your mind?
No, I just love talk. I like watching documentaries about that. I like listening to people like that. I mean, people go online and they just hate on each other. Why can't I just follow UFO stuff?
Yeah, I think you found your calling.
I think I have. Yeah. That was the best interview we did all year.
I know. No, really, it's fascinating. I think.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, more and more we're going to learn. You know, the government's already said that they're going to start leaking out information. So.
You're with me on this.
Of course I am, and you're ahead of the curve, bud.
I'll meet you up. I'll meet you up there.
Okay. I don't know if I want to go up there. We'll be right back.
So you're not with me anymore.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
See Yourself.
The Verify team is here to break down rumors, and we do so by going to the vetted experts. Maybe you've seen tweets like this: pharmaceuticals are immune to vaccine lawsuits, saying that you can't sue over severe side effects or death caused by the vaccine. So let's verify. Do pharmaceutical companies have legal immunity? Our sources are a pair of law professors, Peter Myers from GW Law and Lawrence Gostin from Georgetown Law. First off, medical experts emphasize that severe symptoms are very rare. That was studied before the vaccines were approved. But what about for those who do have severe reactions? Can pharmaceutical companies be sued by them?
If you just have an adverse effect or an illness that results from a vaccination, you can't sue them.
The basis for this is something called the PrEP Act, short for the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act. In times of public health emergencies, it offers some liability protection to vaccine makers, but not complete immunity. You could still sue if there's what's called willful misconduct.
They can't mislead, deceive, be fraudulent, hide information.
The PrEP Act also created a fund for those impacted by vaccine side effects, called the CICP.
Countermeasures, injury compensation program.
Those who suffered injuries from the vaccine can apply for compensation.
For your lost income, for whatever medical expenses you've incurred.
So we can verify that yes, pharmaceutical companies do have some protection against lawsuits, but not total immunity.
Social media is being entirely misleading in saying that vaccine companies just get a get out of jail free pass.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff for Mile High Mornings.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm gonna wear a 10-gallon hat.
Stick with us in 2021. We're gonna have a great year. Welcome back. If you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show on Facebook or YouTube. But if you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. Meghan Markle tells Oprah what she calls the royal family, and it's not flattering. It's going to be a juicy interview. Plus, Bachelor host Chris Harrison opens up about the controversy for the first time. But did his apology on Good Morning America fall on deaf ears? And we thank all our coworkers tuning in from home while they're working. We miss you guys. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Michael Dean. Okay. Wow. Oh my gosh, can we get the camera on Michael Dean? That is our senior producer, everybody.
Michael Dean, just show the guns. Just show the guns.
There
you go. That's all you gotta do.
And we are not objectifying him. He likes to show the guns.
I am. He's got great calves and muscles and all around.
Okay. Good job counting us in, Michael Dean. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Erica. Al joins us from home. I'm sure getting a big kick out of the whole Michael Dean debacle.
I'm loving this.
Chris Harrison is speaking out for the first time since stepping away from The Bachelor. Chris spoke to Michael Strahan on GMA today and apologized for comments he made, defending a contestant for attending an Old South party on a plantation in 2018. Watch.
I am an imperfect man. I made a mistake, and I own that. I believe that mistake doesn't reflect who I am or what I stand for. I am saddened and shocked at how insensitive I was in that interview with Rachel Lindsay. And I didn't speak from my heart, and that is to say I stand against all forms of racism, and I am deeply sorry. I'm sorry to Rachel Lindsay, and I'm sorry to the black community.
After the interview, Michael seemed to question whether his apology was sincere. Have a look.
His apology is his apology, but it felt like it got nothing more than a surface response on any of this. And obviously, he's the man who wants to clearly stay on the show, but only time will tell if there is any meaning behind his words.
Only time will tell. Erica, what do you make of his apology? Especially to Rachel Lindsay. I'm glad he apologized to her as well, because he talked over her and kind of like mansplained that whole interview while she was trying to give her point of view.
Let me just say this. I really wish he would have had as much energy for that apology as he had with that interview with Rachel Lindsay. Also note this, Rachel Lindsay has essentially been bullied off of social media. So the idea that this is a woman who conducted this interview with poise and grace and professionalism, she could have come for that man's neck and she didn't do that. So the idea that she's being ousted or backlashes against her, like how misdirected is that? And it's really telling. I want y'all all to pay attention to this, that the person who actually committed the deed in which this whole thing is about, the person who defended that person, and the person who simply had a interview with Chris Harrison are all being, what, canceled right now? How does Rachel Lindsay Abasolo get canceled in this equation? How is that possible? She has only done what was appropriate. Did she say anything inappropriate?
No.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, she's had to turn off all of her comments. And Al, I hear you, so chime in after Jeff. She's had to turn off all her comments on social media because of the attacks and the threats. She's had people threaten her life.
Well, she's not being canceled, right? She's still working for Extra. She's chosen to go off social media, which I have chosen to do as well at times because I understand the backlash. Granted, not, I'm sure, what she's getting, but I understand the pain and the hurt that you feel from people doing that. I was surprised with Michael Strahan, let me say that, coming out and saying that. Do you feel like that apology was insincere, or would you have accepted that apology if Michael Strahan didn't say anything?
Well, it's
just that apology, not Rachel Lindsay aside.
Yeah, I think that if you're going to make an apology, and I question a few choices as to the host. I mean, I think Emmanuel Acho is an amazing host, but I would have thought that Rachel Lindsay would have been the host of the or After the Rose. And I question what the conversation was with Rachel Lindsay, and if the conversation was ever directed to her in the same format in which he apologized to essentially Michael Strahan, who wasn't a part of the equation. So I'm wondering if there's something that we're missing in the backstory that we're not getting a direct apology from Chris to Rachel.
Well, they're both ABC shows, Al, right? GMA's on ABC, The Bachelor's on ABC. Is this a PR move for ABC to liken, you know, the people not being offended by Chris Harrison anymore and welcoming him back on the show?
Well, I mean, Sam, that would assume that people were offended. I mean, the reason I love having you guys as my co-host, you guys that are incredible and steal my thunder, because you know, you guys think on a different level as I try to when I look at every story. Erica, I literally have "keep that same energy" written on my card when I was getting ready to talk about this story. And what I'm saying is, if you watch that whole interview, you would realize, with Chris and Rachel, he was very aggressive. And then he comes hat in hand, you know, when he comes to speak to Michael Strahan. And this is where I'm starting to see the word cancel culture, which Chris Harrison used in that interview with Rachel. Again, I'm seeing that used again, but like it's starting to become a buzzword. But it's like, well, who got canceled here? Because the McConnell young lady, Kirkconnell, what's her name?
Yes.
The bachelorette that did the racist stuff, Kirkconnell. Yes, her Instagram page is still up, and she's at 500,000 followers. She also has a Support Rachel Instagram page, and she has a fan page that are also still up. And I looked it up. Bachelorettes make between winners of the Bachelorette make between $5,000 and $15,000 per post. So Rachel Lindsay having to shut down her Instagram is beyond cancel culture. You are affecting her income permanently.
Great answer.
And that needs to be spoken about.
Yeah. Okay, so we got to get to this last story quickly. We're getting more details about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's highly anticipated sit-down interview with Oprah this weekend. In another preview, Meghan throws major shade on the monarchy and suggests they are responsible for spreading lies about them. Watch.
How do you feel about the palace hearing you speak your truth today?
I don't know how they could expect that after all of this time, we would still just be silent if there is an active role that the firm is playing in perpetuating falsehoods about us. And if that comes with risk of losing things, I mean, there's a lot that's been lost already.
Wow, and in case you didn't catch that, Meghan refers to the royal family as the firm. The late Princess Diana used that same term to describe the royals during her infamous BBC interview in 1995. And the firm also has dark undertones. It was the title of a John Grisham book and the Tom Cruise movie about a shady law firm and its involvement with the mob. Do you think this interview will hurt Meghan and Harry's reputation?
No, she already said there's a lot that's been lost already, and that's a very deeply sentimented statement. Because what Harry is essentially doing, everybody wants to look at Meghan and say this is all Meghan's fault. Harry knew who he married. He was looking for a serious ride or die, we got to get through this together type girl. Understand that Harry is his own man, okay? We get that. We get that. And I'm going to be watching on Sunday with popcorn
and
wine.
We'll be talking on Monday about it. Coming up on DBL, the songwriter behind some of music's biggest hits. I'm a huge fan. From Christina Aguilera to Pink, she joins us live. We're talking to Linda Perry right here on DBL.
Verify is here to dispel misinformation, answer your questions, and break down complex topics. On February 26th, the Archdiocese of New Orleans issued this statement about the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine, calling it morally compromised, because they say it used cells from an aborted fetus in developing the vaccine. So let's verify if this is true. Did Johnson & Johnson use aborted fetal cells to develop the vaccine? Here are the sources: a Johnson & Johnson spokesperson and Dr. Namanje Bumpus, a professor and director of the Department of Pharmacology and Molecular Sciences at Johns Hopkins University. First, let's talk about the cells which are being referenced. In 1973 and 1985, fetal cells were taken from 2 aborted fetuses. Scientists have been replicating those original cells for decades now and using them to create and test all kinds of medicines and therapies. They're called fetal cell lines.
This is not new. This is, very standard. These cells have made a huge contribution to medicine and drug discovery and drug development. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine specifically uses a cell line called the per-C6 cell line.
A Johnson & Johnson spokesperson confirmed for us that this is the cell line that they used to create their adenovirus vaccine. However, they also confirmed that there's no fetal tissue in the vaccine itself. So we can verify that yes, fetal tissue cells that have been alive and multiplying for almost 40 years are used in the production of the vaccine. Now, we should point out that this is not the viewpoint of all Catholic leaders. In December, the Vatican said that if there's no other option, it's morally acceptable to receive vaccines with connections to aborted fetal tissue. And the Archdiocese of Washington directed us to a statement that says the same. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
It's so good. Welcome back to DBL. That was What's Going On, the hit song by the 4 Non-Blondes. Our special guest today is known for being the lead singer, but she's also a Hall of Fame songwriter. Maybe you've heard of these songs. Beautiful by Christina Aguilera, Get the Party Started by Pink, or What You Waiting For by Gwen Stefani. All came from the mind of our brilliant guest. There she is, Linda Perry, joining us live. Yes, Linda.
Thank you, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Bye. And don't forget Alicia Keys' Superwoman. That was a really great song too. There's so many.
Amen. And we have to point out that you are at the Dodger Stadium right now. You're there for an incredible cause. Tell all of our viewers about that.
Well, we're down here, as you can see. The Dodger Stadium is right behind me. Right now, these are all the cars waiting to get vaccinated. They've vaccinated so far 450,000 people, and they're doing 12,000 people a day. And they have also given out 5 million COVID tests free. This is Sean Penn's organization, Core Response.
Nice.
They've been here for 8 months. And with no government funding. So I thought I felt like, you know what, look, I have a stage set up here. Let's do a live stream to try to get some awareness and some funding for these mobile units that they're putting together to help people who are that are not considered essential workers. They bring the vaccination to them that are struggling in other communities, and older people who can't get in a car. And see this line, people are waiting here for 2 to 3 hours. And, so this needs to happen. So I wanted to call some friends. We're down here, we're gonna do a live stream. Amazon Twitch is streaming it. YouTube, Rolling Stone, on YouTube, on Rolling Stone's channel.
Wow.
And I've had everybody from Harmon, Josh Wood, that's the production company for Sean Penn. I mean, my whole team, we've been busting our ass off, putting on a live stream that would normally take 8 to 9 months to put together. We have done it in less than 3.
Linda, listen, it's an honor for you.
Less than 3 weeks. Wait, less than 3 weeks.
Linda, I was going to say it's an honor for me to talk to you. You're amazing, but what you're doing is even more amazing. Tell me about this lineup. You briefly touched on it. Macy Gray, Carly Simon, Sheryl Crow, just to name a few. How did you get everybody involved in this so quickly?
Well, you know, a lot goes, you can go a long way with some passion and some balls, you know, and I just decided to start calling people, and I was talking to Dave Grohl, and they sent us an incredible performance live stream. Carly Simon, she's been in Martha's Vineyard, and she said, of course, and all these performances that you'll see, virtual performance will be very specific performances for our live stream. And then Macy Gray, she's my good luck charm. Every time I have a benefit, I always call Macy Gray, because when I get her, everybody else comes. We have Silver Sun, I know, an amazing performer. Juliette Lewis and the Licks, Silver Sun Pickups. Miguel, Aloe Black, Deborah Cox, Ozo Motley, Ziggy Marley.
Wow.
I mean, it's endless. James Blunt, Sheryl Crow, Gavin Rosdale. I mean, it's nonstop. We have some amazing people, and so it's going to be a really great 2-day live stream event, which is extremely ambitious, I know, but hell, you can't slow down, man. You got to go.
Man.
Saving.
Linda, girl, you bad, child. You are bad, and I am such a fan. Now, most people dream of writing just one hit song, but you have several. So is there like a secret formula to a smash hit?
Well, for me, I don't have everybody always asks what's my format, and I'm like, my format is my heart. I just reach deep. I let it do the speaking, and I try not to go up here into my mind. And I just write from a very organic place. And either it's good or it's not. You know, I don't judge my songs because I'm very thankful that I can actually write one.
Yeah. Linda, I've always been a fan of your talent, and now I'm even more of a fan because of your heart and your philanthropy. Thank you. I want our viewers to hear this so everybody can tune in, okay? The reminder of the benefit that she is hosting, it is called Rock and Relief. It's happening all day tomorrow and Saturday. You can watch it on Amazon Music, YouTube, Twitch, and again, the goal to help with the COVID response in LA. Check it out for a good time and a good cause. We so appreciate you, Linda. Keep rocking out, girl.
Can I just say, and just donate $5 if you can. I mean, we just need to raise the money to get these mobile units out there and to help this incredible organization. So thank you guys for listening to me, and thanks for inviting me on your show.
We appreciate you. We really do. Thank you again, and we'll be right back.
We all know that.
Medical misinformation is everywhere online, and that's why the Verify team turns to the vetted experts to fact-check claims like these, which say that people who wear glasses are up to 3 times less likely to catch COVID. So let's verify. Are people who wear glasses less likely to develop COVID-19? Our sources are 2 professors, Dr. Sonal Tooley at the University of Florida and Dr. Catherine Colby at NYU Langone Health. We also looked at this study, a research article out of India. Here's what our experts had to say about this claim.
So at this point, we cannot tell you for certain. We don't have any evidence.
This claim started to get attention when news outlets caught wind of a study out of India, which looked at 304 patients with mild COVID-19, concluding that those who wore glasses for more than 8 hours a day or sunglasses outside were 2 to 3 times less likely to catch COVID-19. Dr. Colby pointed out that this study is only a preprint, which means it hasn't been peer-reviewed.
I don't put any stock in publications that haven't gone through the peer-reviewed process.
In fact, the website that published the report says that preprints, quote, should not be relied on to guide clinical practice or health-related behavior, and should not be reported in news media as established information. Even the author noted the limitations, writing that the sample size was small, the study period was short, and that, quote, more studies should be done to know the effects of using spectacles on the epidemiology of COVID-19.
It's a good pilot study, something that we want to look at and then build from.
So we can verify that our experts say at this point, there's no definitive evidence that glasses wearers have a smaller risk of developing COVID-19. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff, 5 on your side.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed Tori some amazing products at an even better price. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast, presented by MorningSave.com.
All right, what do you have for us today, Stephanie?
Hey, Tori. So I'm here with some great products and deals for you guys. So first up, we've got something that you can never have too many of these days. It is the 40-pack of Vese KN95 disposable face masks.
Whoa.
I love this. Stash these highly breathable and comfortable KN95 masks in your car, purse, home, or anywhere else for your convenience and, most importantly, your safety. These KN95 masks can help reduce exposure to biological substances such as bacteria and germs. They have comfortable ear loops and a nose clip to help keep glasses clear. And they come in a set of 5 per pack. Look at this. So normally, these are as much as $64.
It's a little pricey.
We've got them for $19. Saving up to 70%, Tori.
Okay, well, I am a glasses wearer, and the fog situation has led me astray. So I am really glad about the nose clip, the ear loops. I'm in.
Okay, next up, love this one, product of the week for me.
Ooh.
It's something that's an absolute must-have because we're all at home watching movies all the time. It's the Cuisinart Easy Pop Hot Air Popcorn Maker.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. All you need to do is just pour the kernels into the popping chamber, and it makes up to 15 cups of popcorn in under 3 minutes. And it's also healthier than traditional popcorn makers because you just use hot air and no oil. But the best bit, you know, it features a butter warming tray for a richer treat if you fancy it. And it comes in red, metallic red, or white, so you can pick your chosen color. Normally, it's $75. We've got it for only $29, saving our viewers 61%.
Okay, my favorite thing is the butter warming tray, and all of you out there, you're all nodding along with me. So
yes.
Agreed, the audience is in.
Okay, Tori, if you're like me, your skin's health is an absolute priority.
Absolutely.
Well, this Quench Micro Water Complex 8-piece skincare set is perfect for just that. So it's 8 pieces, and it's got everything you could ever need. You've got exfoliators, moisturizers, anti-aging, and it'll smooth your skin, and all of that is going to result in a healthy glow all year round without hurting your wallet.
This has got to be pricey, am I right?
Okay, so normally this set is $400. Yeah, we've got it, you're not going to believe this, for $49, saving up to 88%.
Healthy skin doesn't have to cost $1 million.
No, and this has got everything you could ever need.
Yeah, in one go. That body scrub, we all need exfoliation. Come on now.
And last but not least, we've got something that's going to give you a good night's rest after a long day. It's the 2-pack Elle Decor 225 thread count hypoallergenic pillow.
Oh, I love pillows.
They're soft and cozy, and they come in different sizes like standard or king, and the set is generously filled, and it's perfect choice for any sleep position. And they're made of a finely woven, breathable 100% cotton cover for comfort, and it's made of Tencel, which is an all-natural product that gives you the ultimate moisture management, so that's really good too.
Nice.
So normally it's as much as $60 or $68, depending on obviously the size that you guys buy, but we've got them from $29, saving our viewers 57%.
Pillows are everything during the pandemic because I literally live in my bed.
Oh, yeah, we all need a good night's sleep. It's so important for your health and your well-being.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You guys can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone from the pillow in your bed. Thanks so much, Steph. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration.
Verify team is here to break down rumors, and we do so by going to the vetted experts. Maybe you've seen tweets like this: pharmaceuticals are immune to vaccine lawsuits, saying that you can't sue over severe side effects or death caused by the vaccine. So let's verify. Do pharmaceutical companies have legal immunity? Our sources are a pair of law professors, Peter Myers from GW Law and Lawrence Gostin from Georgetown Law. First off, medical experts emphasize that severe symptoms are very rare. That was studied before the vaccines were approved. But what about for those who do have severe reactions? Can pharmaceutical companies be sued by them?
If you just have an adverse effect or an illness that results from a vaccination, you can't sue them.
The basis for this is something called the PrEP Act, short for the Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act. In times of public health emergencies, it offers some liability protection to vaccine makers, but not complete immunity. You could still sue if there's what's called willful misconduct.
They can't mislead, deceive, be fraudulent, hide information.
The PrEP Act also created a fund for those impacted by vaccine side effects called the CICP.
Countermeasures Injury Compensation Program.
Those who suffered injuries from the vaccine can apply for compensation.
For your lost income, for whatever medical expenses you've incurred.
So we can verify that yes, pharmaceutical companies do have some protection against lawsuits, but not total immunity.
Social media is being entirely misleading in saying that vaccine companies just get a get out of jail free pass.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff for Mile High Mornings.
DBL is all new every day.
Don't look at me like with that face, because I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm not buying his story.
No, I'm just being honest. He's trying to get clout.
I'm gonna wear a 10-gallon hat.
Stick with us in 2021. We're gonna have a great year.
DBL, how a plea deal turned into a nightmare for a woman accused of killing her boyfriend.
The evidence they had was a coerced false confession.
Her story tomorrow in Freedom Files, Wrongfully Convicted on DBL.
Oh, you do not want to miss that. Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. So Brenda says, wow, that Linda Perry is so down to earth and nice. Yvonne says, I love her songs. Glenn says, I love when celebrities use their popularity for a good cause. That lineup is going to be incredible. Yeah, let's remember that, because, you know, I immediately think of, you know, what people have said to, her name's escaping me, from Fox News, that said, you know, to LeBron James, shut up and dribble.
Oh, yeah.
When he has been one of the biggest philanthropists around. So it's nice to see people give celebrities credit when they deserve it.
It also speaks to Linda Perry's character that she can make a phone call and get all of these celebrities together. I mean, just the fact that it's not so much even her talent, it's her as a person. That's amazing.
Yeah, I have all these Jeff File comments, but we're out of time because I can read them for hours.
What did he say?
I mean, there's so much time. It's too much. It's thousands.
Goodbye to our co-workers who tuned in from home. We'll see you later, everyone.
Bye.